Recording him. Welcome back to Wrestling with Ski. And Justin finally crawled out from under his rock to join us with his cup of Joe. The only Joe that I actually
enjoy. I don't care what you say.
Except for that one brisk Buffalo night where they didn't even get off the bus.
My expectations were low, so it's all good.
Hey, if it helps, I'm a Raiders fan. And in fact, Steelers fan. They're playing at Arrowhead. I'm like, yeah. So Ben's last game, he's going to die. I'm like, yay. I still watched
Speaking
it.
of last games, we just talked about it. Tom Brady. Thank you for all the rings. Appreciate you. Go Pats.
I mean, Tom Brady has more rings than any franchise. And he gave the Pats all those rings. So, you know.
All right, Belichick still has one more than Brady.
He wasn't the head guy, though.
The rings are rings, right?
I don't know. There's something, but there's a lot of bad situations. Granted, he got screwed in Cleveland, but that's another story. He could have done something, but they wanted to leave. Then they came back and they sucked ever since.
So on to the Royal Rumble.
No, it's a Royal disappointment.
It's a Royal Rumble, man. The start of Wrestle Mania, and you gotta be positive.
I know.
No, I don't. No, I don't. I tried. No, I don't.
Yeah, I decided a New Year's resolution is going with low standards. And then when you're surprised, then you can appreciate it.
Well,
when it comes to wrestling, that is.
That's how I've always lived my life.
Sorry. Sports entertainment.
That's how I've lived my life for a long time. Expect the worst, and then hope for the best. Because then when something good happens, it's much more impressive. When something bad happens, like, whatever. And you just move on because it sucks. Really, really bad. But I guess we could start off on, a high note. The Raw Women's Championship match. I mean, just because Becky's in there.
Do we know what match is starting out? Is that no? There wasn't any particular. I didn't see anything in general.
The list I saw had Brock and Lashley first, but just in that order. I mean, start out the show with it maybe, and then have the idiocy in between.
Yeah.
Don't they have anything for pre-show? Because I can't see them putting any of that on pre-show.
No.
Wouldn't put it
unless they're actually starting the pay-per-view at 7. For the simple fact, there's like a lot of other stuff going on. I think doesn't UFC got something going on tonight too? Usually they do around the same time, unless that's next weekend. I'm not sure.
Oh no, I don't think anyone probably. I mean, Saturday makes sense because conference championship games are tomorrow, and
Well, before we start the match card, so what do we think about Saturday pay-per-views instead of Sundays?
I love them.
Me personally, yeah, I do too. Seeing the fact that my kid can actually watch it without having to get up at the school next day and be an absolute butthead.
I mean, I'm okay with it minus SummerSlam because if they didn't do it on Saturday, it would have been a happy day for me. But I could have been disappointed on the day that this great human being was born. But and then next year I think it's in this year I think SummerSlam's in July. If I saw correctly, they're holding it. It's either late July or really early August. Like I looked at it and went,
well, that might be because usually around that time too they do Saudi pay-per-view.
Let's not get into.
I think that's around. Yeah, it's what February they do one, August, and then usually August or September, right?
I don't know. Whenever they do it, we can all agree on one thing: Mansoor is actually going to win a match. He's going to win. So, and
maybe Veer will show up finally.
Hey, he's been coming soon for. I spent less time in a wheelchair after getting flattened by a very large vehicle. Then he's been I was up walking again. The amount of time they've said coming soon, we just stared at his face. I don't know what the hell he's doing.
He's been pretty adamant that he's not debuting tonight. Like, good. I don't want to see him.
I did like the meme. I did like that meme though. That was a good meme though. Royal Rumble, what? Veer. Like what? Or it'll be like coming soon. Veer. Like not
Vacated
again.
spot. They'll race a spot on it.
Hey, coming soon. Like woo. That
I swear, if Veer debuts tonight at the Rumble and there's a giant pop, I'm gonna laugh my ass off. I'll cheer.
His music hits.
And nobody will know who the hell he is. Like, who's this dude?
His music hits, everyone gets excited, and then it just comes up on the screen. Coming soon. Let's do that. Like, damn it. I wouldn't even be mad about that. Like, coming soon. Well, you got me.
At least they're consistent.
Coming soon. What? Like, we'll go for the Andre Battle Royal. Oh no, he'll show up at the Elimination Chamber in Saudi and wreck everybody.
Well, aren't they? Yeah, aren't they rebranding that? They're rebranding it, but they'll have the chamber match though.
I've heard a lot of rumors about what they're going to call it. Whatever, I think it's dumb because it's going to happen in Saudi, so it's just going to be whatever gets the biggest pop, regardless of what should happen. Yeah. Like that one time, yeah, they do a lot of dumb stuff over there. I'll just leave it at that. They do a lot of dumb stuff. Like my life looks really good compared to the dumb stuff they do there.
So Raw Women's Championship match. What are we thinking? What are we hoping?
And Becky's gonna win.
Gonna be Becky. It's just, can Becky make Doudrop look good?
Yeah, I think it'll be a good match. I agree. Becky wins. Doudrop still looks strong, but I have a feeling they're saving Ronda, as much as I hate to say it, for Mania rematch.
Yep. Yeah, and they built it themselves with the referee, starting the count all those years ago.
Yeah.
With her shoulder way off that way. So, I mean, that accident is why we're probably here right now, waiting on her to come out.
Yeah.
I hate to say it. I think Ronda's gonna win the Rumble if she does indeed come back. And I hate to say it, it's a waste of a spot, but unless it ends up being some kind of triple threat match thing, I don't know.
What a waste of spot is having like Summer Rae come back and that on SmackDown 3.17 because she beat Natalia in 3.17 seconds. Like,
hey, but she looked good doing it though.
I don't know.
At least she looked good doing it.
I saw some Twitter fighting with Carmella is mad that she's not on the poster. Like, glad you have your priorities set there.
Yeah.
Like
I'm sorry, Carmella's had her stuff. She should be, I wouldn't say an enhancement talent, but should be doing.
She looked good in that all white getup again, though. She did look good wearing all that white. I mean, I'll give her that. That's her best look, but she's never going to have a spot again. It's not her time.
I would say what would be real good, SmackDown Championship wise for the women's division. I wouldn't mind seeing Charlotte, Sasha with Lita triple threat. I think they could make something work with that because with what spots Lita could probably still do at her age and actually give it, some more hype. I keep seeing things about Lita wanting one more run and yada, yada, yada. And I think, to officially pass the torch or even something with like a fatal four-way with Bayley, Sasha, Charlotte, and Lita, something like that. Something with Lita. Like, I honestly,
She should steal the torch and beat them all over the head with it.
As cool as that sounds, Vince would do something stupid like Lita, Trish, and the Bella Twins, like the Four Horsewomen or whatever. And that was big. Oh, everybody's
no, you know what? I would be okay with if they were to play it right.
Two women that actually
it would suck in this sense that the SmackDown Women's title doesn't get defended at WrestleMania, but unless Flair pulls double duty to fill a spot for a match, because God knows, they always throw some random shit together at the last minute that makes no sense.
Yeah, Veer Mahan. He's gonna get it. It's gonna happen. Sorry, and it's gonna say coming soon, and that'll be the end of it right there. Yeah. He's never coming.
He's gonna be future endeavored before.
That's what I'm waiting for.
I trolled. I'm pretty sure I trolled the WWE's Twitter page because they put on there that he's coming soon. I said, breaking news: Veer Mahan just was future endeavored.
Yeah, but
he will be future endeavored before he debuts.
But
so we're definitely thinking Becky's retaining. So I guess moving on.
Yeah, but I mean, I just no offense to Dewdrop, but she just seems. I mean, she moves so slow in her matches. It's just like I don't know. There's just something about it that just makes me go.
Those matches had with Bianca were horrible.
They were terrible. They just kept doing it.
But yeah, when she was over in the UK, she's great matches, and I don't necessarily think it's Dewdrop physically. I just think it's how they want the matches, how they want to perceive her. Like her matches at NXT UK were actually very decent. I was quite impressed, but I just think now that we're in Vince's world, it's they seem to hold talent back. Like I'm interested to see how they, utilize Walter. Oh, sorry, Gunther. My bad. I like to call him Walter, but that's
still Walter. He's still Walter to me.
That's it's once it gets over to Vince's world, it's just I think they purposely hold superstars back, but that's for another conversation.
But yeah.
That's why this is the only time I wrote Raw Women's Champ. What Becky defends against Dewdrop. There's no verse. It's what she's defending.
Yeah,
against Dewdrop. We all know the outcome.
Yeah, it's I mean, the fact of the matter is they made the match solely based on Becky didn't want to face Bianca, cost Bianca the match. And so how do you even take that seriously as a contending match?
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, in the history of wrestling, they've done swerves and people don't deserve championships just to shock you. There ain't no way in hell
it's not gonna happen.
No. It's either that or they build Ronda, Belair, and Becky as just a storyline and maybe use another person to win the women's rumble. I mean, it could go. I mean, they could build things either way. If you think about it.
They're not going to.
Maybe Ronda doesn't show up for the rumble, and just all of a sudden she shows up, Monday night and points to the sign, and the normal, typical scenario.
Kind of like, what I mean? Kind of like when she debuted, she jumped in and just.
Yeah.
I would think Vince would want some sports media headlines going into football tomorrow.
Yeah.
He debuts
for the world to talk about.
Talk about him before wrestling him, before football overshadows him, and then that's all we talk about is Super Bowl matchups for the next 2 weeks.
Oh, but yeah, no offense to Dewdrop again. She has the edge effect when he came back, and they went out of their way to make him look like an out of shape, decrepit old man, and then suddenly look at he's going on all cylinders again. Now what? They just made you pretend that you're dying, that your neck and everything are still screwed, and then suddenly flip the switch and. No problem. He's doing all kinds of stuff. Everything's okay. They just made him look, you're just coming back. What we're going to make it look more triumphant. It's like, no, we all know that you're making him look old and slow, and we just don't like it.
Well, now that you mentioned Edge, that's going to be one of my favorite. That's the match I'm looking most forward to. I really think if it couldn't have been a better pairing, really. That's at the Edge and Beth versus Miz and Maurice. That's the one I'm looking forward to.
That was the next one on my list.
Yeah, like that one I am looking forward to, and it's a good pairing. I'm not, to me, it doesn't really matter who wins. I think it's going to be a good match.
I mean, it's going to be a good story, but you got to think since they did this. I mean. They stole the MJF Punk promo, literally damn near word for word. I mean, if they didn't try any harder. And we've had wedding vow renewals and a crappy birthday celebration that we all knew exactly what was going to happen. I mean, like the build for a lot of this has been absolute garbage.
Predictable.
Just been redundant of stuff they've done a billion times.
Yeah.
Which I think
with the characters that are in this promo, they shouldn't need to do that crap.
Nope.
That's the thing, when companies are taking shots at each other now, even more, it's.
It's really happening the Twitterverse today, but there's a handful of AEW stars that are posting that they're going to be in the Rumble.
Yeah.
Which is really kind of stupid trolling because you're getting more people to actually watch the Rumble.
Yeah.
Does Britt Baker post something like that? CM Punk posted that he's at the airport.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
I did see the supposed picture of Kurt Angle in St. Louis.
Yeah, I saw he might be doing something.
God, he's just the last time I saw him in a ring, he was so old and beat up. And he looked like, I don't know, he looked like some kind of monk that's has scoliosis walking through that airport.
But I will say him and Corbin, I mean, he still, when he faced that last match there, which is in the loss, he still looked better than a lot of people on the roster as crippled and beat up and miserable as he was. Like, he still did look better than a lot of people.
And I can't believe Angle laid down for that one. I mean,
you're losing to Corbin. Like, excuse me? Like there's a Cena moment or someone that you're actually going to build a moment. I
did read an article on how when Angle commented on that and feeling that, his last run was kind of like a kick in the dick, really, to him. Because of all the crap, I mean.
Vince McMahon, he likes to kick people when they're down.
You hear water under the bridge, but sorry.
It's the way they always are.
Water under the bridge.
It's what they do. They can't help themselves. But regardless of the build, it'll be a good match.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be my favorite match because I think it's underrated. Really. I mean, everyone's like typical stuff, typical scenario, and what isn't rehashed every couple years at this point.
I'm just curious to see what Beth and Maurice can do. I mean, Maurice hasn't been in a match in forever.
No, but
1-2 rumbles, but there's a difference between a rumble.
She held her own though after she's because I was watching just because I wanted to see Edge come back. Like, oh, screw it. I want to see that one. Why? Because the emotion on that man's face still makes us all feel good. Like, all of us still feel it when we see him damn near lose it before, he puts his head down and suddenly everything's fine. But I watched it again and there was that just solid of her head hitting off of that, LED board. I'm like, damn, I didn't notice that. I mean, I didn't recognize how loud that thud was the first time she hit her head all those years ago, and she kept going. So I got to give her credit for that.
Yeah.
I think she'll do better than Maurice. No offense to Maurice, but I mean, Beth was always better than Maurice in the ring.
Amazing. Anyway, she was in that transitional period there. I mean, where she was better than like Kelly, but not as good.
I think honestly,
she also posed naked before she got to the WWE. So Vince was like, "What? Push her now." Yeah,
but
it's Vince McMahon.
I think honestly, the work ethic with Beth that Beth and Edge have, I wouldn't be surprised if they got together on some off time and worked with each other just for the simple fact. I think if correct me if I'm wrong, but I think
you're wrong.
they've put the work in behind the scenes and have probably make sure because some of them are up in age, but
I think it has a chance to be all right. I mean, it can't be as bad as having zombie lumberjack. So, and I've already seen that miss.
It all depends on Maurice, really, because we know the other three in the match can go. And regardless if it was a rumble, she was still at least taking bumps and doing matches, and she had the match with Natty at Mania and the women's tag title. Like, she still has at least had matches, like, since Maurice has done anything. So I think it's up to Maurice.
Anything crazy? Oh, it just came across my phone here on CBS about Brady.
Oh boy. Well, if it's on CBS, then it's got to be official.
Yeah. But
nothing's been official that's been on CBS in like years, man. Those guys. Never mind. Shout out, Jesse. I'm riding high.
That's why I said it.
I'm riding high. I'm riding high from yesterday. My record went from like 9. And last I checked, like for listens, I'm up to like 16 just on yesterday's. I'm riding a very large high right now. You know what? CBS And thank you if you're not listening. If you're not watching and you're listening, you missed it all. But
well, not to plug Kid Rock, but I don't know if you heard his new single called "We the People." It's amazing, and you should. It would really fit with the other show.
I just love watching all the trolls when he did that. When the hell was the last time he was even relevant? Like, what? He's still like, and they're talking about how he's selling out like little things at like bike rallies. It's like, dude, he's still selling out. Like, he had his own like music festival. Like, he's still quite relevant. It's just he doesn't make garbage music, so like he's not counted because people that make actual music with talent, well, you don't even hear of them anymore because all the people that have no talent.
That song "We the People," yeah, it would probably piss off a lot of people, but
let's have Jack Hager come out to that at the Rumble.
Oh my God.
The people.
Ah, come on.
I'm sorry.
And then Chris Jericho, that skit was stupid. You don't do it anymore.
Like, it was just, but yeah, like, it'll be a good match. I mean, I just wish better because Miz and Edge without all of this could be better. And we all knew Beth was coming back to the ring when she stepped, like, with the way it was going. She stepped away. I'm stepping away from commentary, dude. When I'm done. Right. Well, we'll see in about 2 weeks. And guess what? We saw it in about 2 weeks. Like, we all knew what they were doing with it.
Maybe
so
that up.
That's been in the works before the whole.
Oh, I know, but
slew of things before she was, even when she was doing commentary, before she said she was stepping away. I mean,
we all knew it. It was inevitable. It was coming because it's horrifically, obviously, exponentially, ridiculously, horrifically predictable.
Yeah,
I ran out of air, not adjectives. Still feeling that COVID thing right here. Even though I tested negative both times, I still feel it. Right here. I'm trying to breathe. But yeah, it's going to be a good match with them. I just hope, I don't know. I wish this wasn't like this is the end of it all. Like, because this could have actually been something so good. Like, they just added so much stupid to it. And the rumors of him and AJ, Edge and AJ would be great.
Oh my God, that's gotta happen. I'm telling you, if that happens, yeah.
I just don't think that Miz and Edge deserve to have, like, we got to get the wives involved. Why?
Well, and not saying that they.
And then they could both be in the Women's Rumble.
Yeah, I mean, not saying they Miz and Edge could carry a match together. I think it just works better.
It's just, I don't know. I think it was a wasted thing. I just think it was a wasted thing for him because it's all been just such silly, stupid. Yeah. Like, the second he came out for the wedding, we knew they were going to get dunked. Yeah. Like, we knew, like, it's just.
I mean, honestly, I think as much as I would like to see it this year, I would say Edge and AJ Styles. I think that would be like the last match.
Yeah, like I said it. I said it earlier this week after, I don't know, one of you posted it. I don't know, because when you guys post things, you both use words, so it's hard. Now I throw people off and I post stuff and I actually put words on it just to keep everyone guessing. But I just don't like. This year, just no. Like, that's a good send off for him, like Taker. And if they do it this year, it's just going to be one of those. It has to be over. And he's still doing such a limited schedule in the ring that so much.
I would say if it were me, if I were Edge, I would be WrestleMania 40. That, I think that would cap what he probably wants to do, because I'm sure there's plenty more people he wants to wrestle. But I think, the even number for WrestleMania 40 makes sense.
Yeah, but even all of his capability, like, he still has, with the way he's wrestling now, I still think he has years. Like, he can keep doing this right now. Like, he could still.
I mean, he's only 47.
Wrestling a match every 5 seconds. Every 5 years, really. Like, it seems like he's not out there taking. He's not killing himself.
How many matches did he have last year? Like 3, 4.
I mean, he did have some matches on. Yeah, see, he's trying to tell us. He knows. Yeah. I think he's got he had those. He did have matches on SmackDown. I mean, he did a lot. He did do a lot, but the number was still low. But those matches he put on were still good, and there's so many young talents he could kind of work with. It was kind of like my theory with AJ when he went and dealt with Grayson Waller. like what? There's a lot of guys down there he could actually, like there's so much talent across the board that he could work with. So
I wouldn't mind seeing Edge and Balor.
that'd be great. Like there's so many good guys he could work with.
Yeah.
And tell good stories, and him working with young guys.
Balor's I was so excited for Balor, and they have destroyed him every.
Yeah, I know.
They even killed the demon. Well, here, you're gonna come back from a mollywhopping. You're gonna lunge on the floor as your song hits, and then you're gonna be on top of the world, and the turnbuckle's gonna fall off, and suddenly you're gonna be laid out dead when all you did was fall like 3 feet.
I think him as Demon is like 1 in like 8 since being out of NXT. But
yeah, didn't we? I mean, we heard the rumors though when he went that he was, happy to be done with the demon. He didn't want to see it anymore. I don't think they should have killed it that way.
No.
I don't think they should have done a lot of things with Roman to include last year.
We listen to Triple H. Triple H says you're great, so we're going to give you the first Universal title. Oh, what you mean, Seth Rollins you while you were wrestling? Well, we can never give you anything ever again. Like, like the Intercontinental or U.S. title. Like,
I do have to give him credit though. Like since his shoulder, though, I mean, Seth has been like the man, but he hasn't been nearly as much as the man since then. I mean, he was on. I mean, for real, the man, not like they're pushing him as the man. I mean, he beat Brock a few times, but how long did he hold the title after that? Not very long.
No.
I mean.
And it's interesting since we're talking about Seth.
Freaking Rollins. Don't forget they have to say.
I like Seth Rollins. I mean, he's just an arrogant, funny, like sarcastic character. Like, and it's like, do people want to like him? Do people want to hate him? Because the crowd gets into his theme and stuff like that and everything.
I don't think intentionally. I think they were trying.
To
make Seth the good guy there, and
the bad guy. Like I don't know.
For Roman last night, because he's out there, Seth's out there looking like the Joker, and he laughed when he talking about smashing the chair in his back to destroy the Shield. And damn it, it's real to some people. That still hurts.
Yeah,
you crushed the Shield, you little bastard.
Like I thought. Now the Batman reference to Roman in the black shirt, whichever one of you posted that, you're fired because.
I couldn't help it.
Like you see it. The Christian Bale in real life could actually probably kill him.
I just don't know, like who's a good guy, who's a bad. It doesn't matter to me. I think it's going to be a good match. I could care less. I could care less who wins. It's just the fact that I think that's probably going to be.
They're going to steal it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Granted, they don't have a lot to work against here. I mean, we got Becky and Doudrop, Miz and Maurice's thing. Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot to argue with. But.
I just really, what's upsetting is they had the whole Brock and Roman thing, like, unification. We tease it now. Okay, that could the titles could swap hands. They couldn't swap hands. Are they going to follow through with the unification match? Like,
never mind any of that. My biggest problem with all of it is that since the draft, like now Big E's on SmackDown, Seth's over there doing stuff fighting for that title, like it was going that, but what bringing them over to SmackDown is not going to help anything.
Yeah,
actually get writers and creative people that have brains inside of their ears. That's what's going to save SmackDown, because minus Roman during COVID, it was okay. It was like, what? Screw it. Well, he carried literally 3/4 of the show. Now we see him at the beginning, we see him at the end. It's not like, he carried SmackDown and made it what it was, and there wasn't a lot of other stuff to deal with then. Now everything's back, and your ratings suck because Roman can't save the whole entire world.
I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing Seth as champion again. Like, just his character, like you don't know whether to cheer for him or boo for him. Like I don't know. Like
Hannah,
it's not like I like him or I don't dislike him. I just like what he's doing.
Hannah isn't a wrestling fan, and she'll at least sit there and watch it and go, "What?" Of all the people on here, like he's one of the few you can actually believe when he's doing that. Yeah. Like you can actually he's not. You can tell it's not, and she's not a wrestling fan at all. Yeah. You can tell he's not actually like forcing it. That's actually, which is the good thing. You can tell it's part of him, just like Roman, since he became the tribal chief and he's not getting any writing or anything. You can tell what he's actually getting to do
Yeah.
what he
Making
wants to
making
do.
it believable.
Yeah, like you can
Not-
actually believe it. Which you don't have a lot. So when she looks up and she's all like, "I like him," like, yeah, and then she says
Like,
she
my
likes
question-
Naomi.
my-
And it's,
My question is like, who's the good guy, who's the bad guy? But at this
Those
point,
are
it
the best
doesn't
kind,
matter.
though. Those are
They're
the
just
best kind of battles.
themselves.
Those are the best
Yeah.
battles in wrestling. When you can't even tell everyone and no one cares.
Yeah.
No one cares at all. Like who's who.
Yeah, it's going to be great tonight. I
That's going to be
Totally.
the
I think
show
that's gonna be
stealer.
the match of the night.
if I'm going to make a prediction, I think Seth wins that just solely because I think KO is winning the men's rumble, and I think that sets up for them because it's going to be Brock versus Roman. And it's just, I don't know how. I read some reports that I guess Brock is advertised for like a Raw, like this week's Raw, and then like next week's Raw, and then he's starting to be
Normal Brock.
for SmackDowns because he was on the advertisement that I saw for SmackDown's going to be in Hershey in March.
Yep.
That he's going to be there fighting.
Now, that's a super show, isn't it? Or is that specifically SmackDown?
That's SmackDown. That's
Yeah, I couldn't remember.
Yeah, the one I couldn't go to that was down here. It was a super show in Fayetteville. And then, they cut everyone off of it for COVID fears. And then, of course, the one guy that couldn't afford to get COVID was the one guy that got COVID. And then, let's not mention everything that happened after that guy got COVID, which I still think is dumb, but it does prove my points.
Take the title off of Big E and he's back doing, which is exactly what I said soon it was done. Soon as he dropped, he's going back to SmackDown and be with the New Day. And then, I mean, I think it got expedited a little bit more when Xavier got hurt that,
That was a knee, wasn't it?
God forbid, you have a past, WWE champion who was very popular and had a pretty good run until you killed it. God forbid you let him.
Honestly, Big E's title ring was underutilized. Me personally, like
Hey, we'll get to that.
And I hate to say it, but when Big E's chasing something, he's so much better as a character. Yeah. And when he became champion, again holding people's potential back. Like they weren't. You could tell some of his promos were definitely Big E himself, and but I don't think they were letting him go 100% himself.
And you know what he became? You know what he became? Standing on the ring apron or leaning between the ropes, pounding his chest. And that's pretty much what we saw. Like they made it very not a Big E. Like you could tell, like why? Because we saw him in the New Day. But now suddenly shit, like they just.
Yeah.
But as we're talking about Brock, him and Lashley, because then we definitely have time to talk about Big E and that whole conundrum. But I don't know. I'm putting money on Brock just because it's Brock. Like they've been talking about this for forever. I think they rushed it by having him become champion. And now he's facing Lashley. Like they could have built it for like forever. Well, and then let them finally get to each other forever. I mean, they literally threw it together in like 5. Like, what? Hey, you got to go in there and win. Why? Because then we could finally have this at the Rumble. Like, and no one cares now.
Yeah.
Like no one. Like, or they're going to do it down the line, and no one's going to care.
I still think like the Brock and Lashley thing didn't need a championship match, as I said last year.
It was kind of like. It was like
again, Seth was supposed to win the WWE championship, but then allegedly, but then here we are, trying to make them numbers. It's
kind of like Goldberg beating KO, so KO didn't have the title with Jericho, which should have had it, so that Goldberg and Brock could have the title there. And then we saw Brock like 4 times the whole entire year when he was champion, until he lost to Seth, I believe. It's a few million stomps later.
That sounds about right. But yeah.
So we're definitely, we're definitely thinking Brock then.
I think it's going to be a quick match just because those two big guys. I just hope there's some big spots. They got too much time and neither of them get hurt.
No, Brock doesn't get hurt.
Well, Brock's been doing a little bit more. So is Lashley. Like I'm not. I don't.
Lashley at the end of his championship run, he was.
I would say
good.
maybe tops, maybe 10 minutes.
But Brock
15 is pushing it. But again, Brock's been doing a little bit more. So and so is Lashley.
And look at Lashley at the end of his title run. Like look at the Hell in a Cell he had with Xavier. Like he was taking spots and bumps for a long time. Like him and our former friend known as Strowman, our future endeavored friend. Like those two were taking crazy bumps when they were out there.
Yeah.
Like he was taking a lot of them, but they just killed it. They kill everything. It's what they do. They just kill things. I just hope 10 minutes I just don't want it to be a quick squash because then you actually literally piss everyone.
I would say 10 minutes, but the match moves slow, like big spots. Stuff's going to get broken. A barricade's going to get blown the hell out of the water. Maybe an announcer's table.
And for all of you people,
maybe
go on DraftKings.
Or the steps are going to get taken apart. Something's going to get thrown. Someone either is going to dodge it or get hit by it. That's,
Go on DraftKings. They have the Royal Rumble thing. And I have a very strange feeling that their match is going to be one of the things you can predict things for. I haven't looked yet, but is there going to be an inanimate object? Yes. Is the table going to get broken? Yes. Is this going to happen? More than likely, yes. Barricade, there's going to be a spear through a barricade. There's going to be an announce table. It's just going to be two big dudes mauling each other for 10, 15 minutes if we're lucky.
You might as well go on DraftKings and say Kofi Kingston's going to do something crazy when you think he's going to get eliminated. I mean, that's every year.
That's not an option. Like that's too easy for them to get one right. Is Kofi and Naomi going to find some way to not get eliminated? Yes.
And then 8 seconds after they get back in the ring.
Yeah, just like Naomi, she caught the thing. She walked, she scooted over. She got on the announce tables forever. She got back in the ring, and she was thrown out. Literally, Hannah told me that. Like, I like her, even though they threw her ass out 10 seconds after she made it back into the ring. After all that, like, yeah, she did. That's what they do. Her and Kofi, they're just in the Mania for those big spots to excite people. They're not actually in there to win anything. They're just there to make people smile.
But speaking of the 2 title matches, do you think there's going to be any collusion between the 2? You got Heyman, that story, because like the other week when they were all on SmackDown, like Heyman was defending Roman, defending Heyman.
Don't talk to him like that. Shut up.
Okay.
This has the makings of being like a Maury Povich show or something.
And that's how they can get them together at Mania, which they still like physically, like, I don't know how they'd pull that off. Or
if I was going to lean, I think the more would be like Brock costing Roman his title, especially because they're making such a big deal about the Usos not being able to be at ringside, that Brock or Kevin Owens would go there and help Seth win. That's why I think Seth's going to win that title in the end of.
Hey, if anyone,
or do we see Heyman at Lesnar's match?
Help him and then screw Roman.
And then Heyman comes out mid-match for Roman and Seth, distracts Roman, and Seth, for some odd reason, wins the title. Roman's going to blame it on Paul, which then creates more heat between Lesnar and Reigns, or something like that.
And then Heyman screws Lesnar at Mania, and
yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it could really, I mean, they could play that pretty well if it could. That's like infinite scenarios.
As long as they let Heyman be the one to make decisions in there. Like, don't let Vince and them get involved. Let Heyman and them do it, because Heyman and them have been doing it, and they've been on point this whole, don't screw it up.
Yeah.
Let them do it. It's the best thing you had going for forever.
You guys carry on. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Hey, I'll carry on. I'm good at that stuff. I already got up to get the clicker, so I mean, it is what it is. Like, it was, I didn't pick it up, but yeah, I don't know. There's so many ways they could do it. I just bringing Seth over to Raw. I mean, to SmackDown. What's the point unless he's gonna win kind of swerve?
Unless they're trying to bring Roman over to Raw.
That's what I'm saying. Have Seth win, have him screw him. He goes over and does that, try to save Raw's ratings. And like, it's the only way that it would make any sense.
Yeah, because Owens is on Raw, isn't he? So if you have Seth win, Owens goes to Raw, or Owens goes to SmackDown, Reigns comes over to Raw, and maybe
balances everything.
Balance it, you know.
But yeah, like KO saying, and he didn't try to pull him off when he went for the pin in that match and all. He let him do it. Like they just keep dragging that out. Well, he said I'd get the title shot. I got you the title. Boom. And it's already made. And then they could do that. But there's just so much, like, I don't know. Again, Brock Lashley, I'm not expecting like the greatest. I'm not expecting the greatest wrestling match ever. Which, by the way, that match could have been the greatest wrestling match ever if they didn't make him go and re-record stuff and tore Edge's tricep because, the man just went for an hour and then you went, that didn't look good. Let's redo it. And then guess what happens? Injuries because he's 800 years old. No one wrestles that long.
So speaking of Edge and re-recording, that brings me to Orton. The tag team titles are on the line, right?
Nope.
No.
Okay.
No.
I didn't get a chance to
Only other
actually get the
matches?
final card, so I'm kind of going off of Jesse's.
We got this was right before we started this. They, a bunch of different people through them. We got the Raw Women's title. We got Miz and Edge and all them. The Universal title, WWE Championship, and then the Royal Rumbles. Amazing. Charlotte isn't wrestling again in a title match. Shocker. I mean, she's had a bunch of stupid matches against Naomi, but by the way, as I wrote down,
considering
that is beyond old already. It is literally the same thing over and over again. I literally went, what? Oh, she lost. What? She's going to come back out with her jacket on. Boom. She came back out with her jacket on, so that she was officially in the Rumble. But it's old. It's the same thing. Like literally repeat.
I mean, they're trying to pull women from all kinds of places just to fill the damn spots.
And they pulled back Summer Rae and called her a legend. Like that tells you where they're at right now. WWE legend Summer Rae. Like what the hell did she ever do?
Head fully planted in the anal cavity. That's where they're at.
I mean, who doesn't want to plant their head in that anal cavity? But
I still want to know how did Sonya Deville ever get power? Like that she just showed up one week.
Hey, she got stalked.
No.
She
remember though.
In matches now. Like
I read the thing. Believe it or not, I actually do read some of those reports. Where during all that she was having, a meeting with Vince. And she brought up her pantsuits and how she wanted to do it. And then Vince said, do you have one with you? She said, yeah, she went and changed. And then boom, her being in power position was born.
So she put pants on and all of a sudden now she is
pantsuit on and suddenly. Hey, if we're going to talk about the other show, look at a certain lady that put on some pantsuits. And apparently she's the top contender for 2024 again. But
and then she wrestled and she was showing everything she had going on in that match, which I don't ever remember her dressing like that when she wrestled before.
Nope.
It was like what? Like they look like yoga pants and a freaking fighter's top, and that was it.
I was sitting there looking, going, nice. And she carried the stuff she did with Mandy. I mean, that was all her.
Yeah.
Mandy has vastly improved, but compared to where she was, it doesn't take much to greatly improve there. No offense to Mandy.
Yeah.
But Sonya and all that. Like, I don't know. I'm over it all. And there's a lot of
side note, I am digging the whole toxic attraction thing.
Hey, if any of you guys listen to me, which if you don't, I do not blame you because I wouldn't listen to me either. I finally listened to myself for the first time yesterday.
God bless Gigi.
Gigi Dolan, like it's just like look at this. Like, sorry, War Games came out. I saw it now. Screw it, I don't care anymore. What? It's gonna be stupid. We know how it's gonna end, and then you have her in just normal old denim shorts. Well, you just killed the whole.
Yeah.
Like no one was watching that thinking they were gonna be surprised by the outcome. They were, and then you did that. I don't care what you want to call me, a pig. I'm a feral hog. I'm ready to go.
But I'm all about Gigi.
And I thought she was great. Like she's just, I don't know. There's just something about her. She can wrestle.
And while we're talking about it, just wrestling in general, I kind of digging Thunder Rosa too.
Oh yeah,
that derriere.
But yes, and she can actually.
Not that we saw all the memes this past week.
I didn't. I've been I've been here, there.
It's got Thunder Rosa wide-eyed with a derriere in her face. I mean,
touche. See, I didn't see. I don't pay it. Once Wednesday comes, like once I'm done recording, normally doing these things, like especially this week, like I had the great gift that I've been done by like 11 o'clock most days. And I'm just putting everything down. I don't want to deal with the idiocy. Because this week it was like, I got to watch, I think Monday rolled around, which was my latest day. It was like, now I got to watch SmackDown. Now I got to watch Rampage. Now I got those. And I just, And again, Rampage and them, like, I don't know, they had their good moments, and then like they've been turning into the machine where it's just a lot, but just like, what the hell is the point of doing it? And now that everyone's here, Dan's here, your bald head is here.
Pressure shave, by the way.
Like, it's really, really hard to watch this stuff because they really, really, like, most of the shows are like 3-minute matches. Or like Raw, where someone enters commercial, we watch their entrance, commercial break. They come back, we still see them in the ring. A recap from last week, or a SmackDown recap, and then another commercial break. Then we watch someone else enter and another commercial break, and then we have a match. Like, they're all just killing time so much. Like, just let them wrestle. Like, do what we did in the Attitude Era. It worked. Just let everyone go out there and wrestle. They told the stories themselves. There was no crazy writing or anything involved. You just let people actually wrestle. Having 15 minutes wasted on entrances, minus Roman's, because Roman's takes like, half the show.
This is true. They start him on the pre-show.
Get out of there.
I was gonna say, well, I don't know. Is Reigns' time for entrance is about as long as Taker's now, pretty much. I mean, it was longer when Paul was with him because
he had to hand over the title, all that stuff.
Hand the title, we're gonna give him the title back.
Hey, but Taker, thanks to how long we didn't see him for the longest time, he was just at Manias, like at the size of the ramp. Like, Roman hasn't reached that level yet, just because he doesn't have to walk like 150 yards to get to the ring yet.
True.
Don't worry, there's still WrestleMania in Dallas this year. That'll probably take 10 minutes in and of itself.
A long ass ramp.
I'm gonna go like
very long ramp. I'm hoping somebody jumps off that big jumbotron that they got going on there. My bet, KO or returning Shane McMahon.
It's KO. It's KO. I mean, look, he'd even jumped off the thing at the Performance Center. I'm jumping off that WrestleMania side. Okay. I mean, he wanted to jump off the pirate ship until COVID happened. So
I was hoping for that prop bet to come true.
I was waiting for it last year, but
how many prop bets are probably put on that thing?
He mentioned it, and then that's how you should have known it's not going to happen. I wanted to do that. Oh, damn it! But I don't know. I just think it's all crazy. Just like, if you bear with me here, the entrances, people, the entrance in the Women's Royal Rumble match. Let's just go through the list of people that aren't going to win out of the people they've announced. Let's see. Carmella's not. Dana Brooke, not. Nikki ASH, no. Queen Zelina, no. Tamina, no. Aaliyah, no. Charlotte, no. Naomi, no. Natty, Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler might. I mean, because they did have this great build, and then she just became Shayna's henchman for the longest. Shayna. Sonya's henchman for the longest time, but I mean, Shotzi, no. The Bellas, obviously. Lita. Yeah, we'd all love to see it happen just because of what they could do. But Kelly, Michelle McCool, obviously Mickey's not, even though she went through the forbidden door.
Will they let her come out to Hardcore Country and have the Impact title?
Well, technically, Hardcore Country is her copyrighted song, so they technically could let her. It's not like she's charging them to use her theme, really, if you think about it.
That's my theme. I deal with it.
Because that is actually a song she wrote, so it could go either way.
It's like, we'll give you $100,000 if you just let us use it, because then every time it plays on the network, which it won't.
Pat McAfee meant Knockouts champion, so obviously they're unless it also Pat McAfee does whatever Pat McAfee wants.
And also Mickey on her last promo on January 27th mentioned. She mentioned the Rumble and did her spiel on that too.
But you look at that, and then Summer Rae, Naomi, Natty, like Bianca, possibly, Liv, possibly, Sasha, possibly, but Sonya, no. Like 90% of what they've announced so far, no.
Yeah.
And there's going to be other people just to bring in that are going to be no's.
Yeah.
So what are we thinking final four for the Women's Rumble?
My final four. It's Sasha, Sasha's Bianca.
Bailey,
if she comes back. Ronda, if she comes back.
That pretty much sums it up, actually.
I think they'll knock Liv out early so they can get the fans booing out of the way, because obviously, Liv's probably the fan favorite to win it. To be honest,
I will give her credit, though. In her last match with Becky, compared to her first one, that was amazing.
Yeah.
That wasn't just Becky. That was good.
I don't know. I'm thinking Liv, Bailey, Ronda.
Yeah. What'd you say?
Shayna. I mean, just to throw someone random in there. I'm just trying to throw randoms in there now.
Now, Liv, Bailey, Ronda, and
As we know,
Bianca.
yeah, we have to have Bianca. So I keep trying to forget about her.
And if it was going to be one of them, Nikki
And
Bella.
didn't Liv invite the Angry Liv girl to the Rumble? I'm pretty sure that I read an
I'm sure she did, but it's a very good chance.
I'm pretty sure she invited her to this pay-per-view.
Like, hey, come be angry. Why, come be angry again? If the first you don't succeed, come back and be pissed off one more time, Mike. That's how we roll. But I will piss you off a second time. I think they should invite the Angry Miz girl back.
Yes.
Okay, so
have her in the crowd. Just
women's Rumble match. Who do you think's going to win? And pick a shocker. Like you never thought they would win it.
It's the machine. There's no shockers.
Well, just okay. Swerve it. Okay.
Guess what? Shocker. No shockers. It's the they don't shock anybody.
My winner for the women's, which has to do with the machine, I would say Ronda if she comes back. Shocker would be Liv. That would be my swerve.
Yeah, I think it's if Ronda comes back, Ronda's winning. If she's in that,
if Ronda's in the match, she's gonna win it. Like
okay, but let's think. What would be
the rumor mills have ruined that. Like if she's in it, it's done. Yeah, Bianca. I think they'll
push Bianca to be back.
Yeah, just because of everything. And she has to be on. I love her work. I mean, I hate what they do to her, but I love her work. Like she's good in the ring. Granted, like even that stuff with Doudrop, where you saw Doudrop shove herself up off the second ropes to get fully onto Bianca's shoulders. Like it's not her fault that they gave her turds. No offense to Doudrop, she's great, but the way they're pushing one compared to the other, I mean, it was just bad. But she put on a good match with Sasha. Like, I mean,
so you kind of froze up there. So what were your picks?
Beats the hell out of me. It was 3 seconds ago. Apparently, someone's jumping on the Netflix and ruining my internet connection. But
possibilities I have heard, could Alexa Bliss come back this week?
I would love to see as like just because of how bad the therapy has been.
Well, that was the last session.
They've been so like it's just like for months now. It's just been you're looking at it going, like what? It was cool at the beginning. What? Sorry, you on your own without Bray? It died. To see her enter as her crazy self, and then come back in as the goddess now that they trademarked it and win it all, and everyone goes.
She came out like and pulled a Mick Foley.
Yeah. Oh my god, that'd be great.
I just talked about that the other day with the three. What he gets eliminated as that guy suddenly. Like, okay, he's back. And he's gone. Oh, look, another character. He's back. Cactus Jack. He's back.
I mean, Vince has rehashed stuff.
It'd be fitting if that's the way they launch her.
I have to say, Final Four. I'd have to get rid of Liv and put Alexa in. Liv would be like the Final Five, just to get get everyone's hopes up.
I think Liv will get eliminated early just because it's the machine and she had her couple minutes and the fans like her. And
I will say though, out of all of it, like her talking and her in-ring did actually improve a lot with that stuff with Becky. There's just something about her tone when she talks. There's just something that makes me like, no, let's just talk normally. Why we hear you talk normally. You giving a promo is like Liv is not natural giving a promo. Like it's better, but it's kind of like Lashley when they're like, here, read this compared to stuff where you could tell he's just going. Like, like there was just, I'm like, you sound like nasally and like you're dying and it hurts my head and for the love of God, but Liv isn't going to win. No offense to Liv. She can find a way back into it. She can weasel away. We've seen people weasel their way back into main events and do all that. I don't think. I mean, I'm surprised she made it this long. Honestly, I thought she was going to lose to Becky and then be future endeavored like 10 minutes later, like everyone else. But She did improve, and I really don't know how. Like, not to sidebar.
Well, what's keeping her alive at the machine is
That
the
ass.
fact that that and fans want to see her do something. That the fans are invested in her, the emotion.
Yeah,
I don't think Vince puts any thought on that because he fired freaking Bray Wyatt, so he does not.
He fired Aleister Black. He let Brian walk out the door when he knew exactly where he was going. Well, he let everyone that mattered to anyone go. Like all 153,000 of them that he's fired in the last 2 years.
But we're going to pay Summer Rae, the icon Summer Rae.
Hey, she's an icon.
Which is like...
Dear Peacock.
Summer Rae, like, come on.
Dear Peacock, do not ever give me a Summer Rae for WWE icons.
Or even any part of any docuseries for that matter.
Just let her have her moment, get thrown over the rope, and go away. Michelle McCool, I'll take that.
Speaking of docs, I'm gonna plug Ruthless Aggression season 2. By the way, I watched the rest of the episodes. Freaking awesome.
I'm only I made it through. No, I didn't make it through. I'm on season 1, and I made it to the Evolution episode, and then
that Evolution episode was great.
I moved on.
I mean, everything Ruthless Aggression docuseries wise, I like every episode just because it brings you back.
Yeah.
With anything, you know.
And they put them they put them together nicely. I mean, I will say, there's some docs where you're going, I'm gonna go pee. Like you just peed. I know.
The part that you really know is you get to hear Bruce Pritchard tell you why he did stupid shit, and now you understand why.
Hey, but I will have to give Bruce a break because he got fired a very long time ago before they brought him back, and everything still sucked then. I think this is one of those Vince that I'm taking over 2.0, and well, you're coming in. It's like, oh goody, like so I'm pretty sure. Like, I mean, granted, a lot of the ideas suck, and they're stealing some stuff from our friend Bruce. You know, like Vince Russo, like what? Crowbar on a pole match. Was that like a Geritol on a pole or like a Judy Bagwell on a forklift? I mean, like, what? This sounds oddly stupid and familiar, but like Vince, like it.
I read an article though the other day that HBK is running the show down there. It just
and Paul's not coming back. So,
well, not
well, I mean, 99% of everyone he loved and put there's gone. Do you really think? I mean, he's stupid as hell, Vince McMahon. I'm trying not to cuss a lot because they've all been PG lately. But do you really think he's going to fire Shawn Michaels? And well, you're done. What that would break immediately, and the ratings have already like imploded since they started it. Don't you dare bring him up when we talk about the Men's Rumble. I don't want to hear the guy's name. I don't want to hear his bald sidekick's name. I don't want to hear any of it. Thank you. I appreciate that. You got it. I wasn't talking about you and Justin, you and your bald sidekick. I don't want to hear nothing about it. Oh my God almighty. God, I just brought him up.
If they were to get rid of Shawn, oh my God.
Like he's fired. Like, cool, what? Your ratings will be. And them making the ringside area, like acting it so they could fit more people. Makes 2.0 even worse because now you can't even worry about any cool spots outside the ring.
I could almost promise you, if Shawn were to get fired, I think Paul would have another cardiac surgery.
I will say though.
Oh my God, I couldn't imagine.
If Shawn's in charge, that does explain Dakota and Raquel's street fight, which I thought was great. I mean, they were beating it, and Boa and Solo Sikoa. Just because they rhyme, so I figured I'd throw his last name in there. You know, those two, I thought they had a good one too, even with Boa. But I found it funny that Solo mentioned his bloodline. I thought that was cute in his promo.
Yeah.
Well, we all know, guy, what we looked at you without anyone telling you. We're like I've seen you about 47 times in the company. You look oddly familiar.
It's very interesting because that he mentioned bloodline. Because I read an article, commentators are not allowed to mention any kind of lineage.
Did you finally read like reading for Marines? Did you finally read that? You can read. I'm sorry, it's 2.0. I have to make dirty jabs now. I mean, like that stuff sucks. Make something to make people laugh. The Marines will laugh. It's like when I try to do math, like you did math for Marines. Like, no, my ex-wife did. Deal with it. But I like Solo Sikoa. So I mean, yeah, there's that. I mean, he can go. I mean, it's in his blood though.
Yeah.
I mean, look who he's related to. I mean, every single, like 90% of that family, they kind of get it. So
yeah. There's no saying that he's the milkman's son or anything.
And he had the, when he did his face paint up, I did see the article. I think you shared it. Had to be you.
Yep, Umaga. Yep.
Yeah, that face paint. I mean, he's going to be there sooner or later. I will say he's one of the highlights because what the hell's the point of talking about the women's rumble? Let's talk about this. I think he'll be a highlight for them. Like you could see it, like he can actually go. I'm kind of disappointed that he has so many small matches like Hook. I don't know why they still have him having like these quick matches. I don't understand it, but I think Solo will be able to go. I mean, everyone else in his family could go. I mean,
I think
shown talent.
I think he should definitely establish himself at least another year in NXT at the
he definitely should. Like, I think he should start having bigger matches. No offense to Boa. Boa's come a long way.
There's American Championship material right there, and they could really.
Oh, and
they use him. If they use him right.
Oh yeah, those guys are right behind Braun Breaker because I'm thinking Braun Breaker is lasting in NXT for like about 10 more minutes. And
I think this one with Santos Escobar, I think it'll be a great match because Santos can go. But I think sooner or later, that's going to be it. He'll get attacked by everybody. It'll be some big stupid thing. Santos will win. And then Braun will be on the main roster in no time. And he's one of Vince's guys now. So people from NXT won't get buried. And everyone's like, oh, yeah, look at all the people they buried. Like, Seth Rollins, Finn Balor. Yeah, let's go through the Finn Balor's, the Seth Rollins, Romans, like Charlotte's, like Sasha. But look, we also had Becky get buried for forever. Bailey got buried for forever. Ricochet, Alistair. Like the list actually goes on and on for people that have been completely just Zaya. They coming soon. She showed up and then we didn't see her for 2 months. Like, it's just I think Solo and should be there for a little bit longer. I think Braun will be up faster than most people want him to now, especially that Ciampa's involved with him there. With that, I think that'll just be a good.
Speaking of Ciampa, did you see he's on
dark matches?
Yeah,
him and Pete, right?
Yeah. I think that's all Ciampa will do is dark matches. I don't think he'll do anything televised as far as SmackDown or Raw, which is fine. You give the people that they're a few extra matches with guys like that. It makes it a little bit.
I think they deserve better, but do I think they'll get more? Pete Dunne, yes, because he's only 28, so.
Oh yeah.
He'll get but I think Ciampa deserves. If they're gonna move him up there to do dark matches and make him fly all over the country for a dark match, I think he deserves to at least have an IC or a US title run.
That's what I was thinking. I'm thinking Pete could really.
Pete could do a lot. Pete's phenomenal.
Off of Shinsuke. I mean,
look at that. I mean, Dan wasn't around, but think the first time we mentioned him, Justin looked at me and went, Pete Dunne. Like, that's done, buddy. Done, whatever. Like Pete Dunne, because Justin had no idea, but Pete Dunne, in the ring, he's great. I don't care if he weighs as much as my left leg.
I can see him I would love to see Pete and Cesaro. That would be a good match.
I'd like to see Cesaro actually get used, minus that 3 seconds he was used last year.
Yeah.
Well, now he's back to just losing all the time.
Or even Pete and Sheamus.
Hey, and Rich Holland stole his face mask.
I know. Rich Holland, new face mask.
It's dumb as hell, but yeah, we did mean to go, but Braun Breaker's coming. I think Escobar and them, Legado, sadly, if they ever get called up, they're going to get broken up and it's going to last 3 seconds. I mean, that's just what Vince does. I mean, even though look how big all the biggest factions were. I mean, we got the Horsemen, what DX counts, with Sean, post Sean, like it worked so good they brought it back and people still digged it. But I mean, Evolution was a great thing. Look what that sprawled off. But really, I mean, he likes to kill groups. Look at Hit Row. They all lasted 3 weeks.
And he's the anti AEW, and everybody has to be in a group.
Want to know why Vince called up Hit Row? So we could fire them, so they had a 3 times longer non-compete. Pretty sure that's why he called them all up and fired them. Because why else? I mean, it goes from a 30-day to a 90-day. You literally called them up. They were good. She was gone. They were gone. Like what you called them up just so they couldn't work for an extra 2 months. Like that's why he called them up. That's the only reason why. Because they were so good and so over there. And really, I mean, like Bianca, like, and I can't even say Rhea because Rhea was big for a second. And then she's doing the Nikki stuff. Like Bianca is really the most sustained NXT star that's been called up in forever that's actually doing it. Damn thing. Like anything. Are you dying? Don't die.
So what are we thinking for men's final 4?
Well, here we go. Men's. I'll tell you who's not going to be in it.
Okay.
Johnny Knoxville. The Street Profits. The Mysterios. The way they're using Sheamus. Sorry, Sheamus. You're not getting it. Priest. Not going to do it, even though he did his, due diligence. I like him. You finally came around, but he's not gonna. AJ. That'd be cool, but it's not going to happen. Happy and Madcap. Big E, we know how much they care about Big E now. Sammy, Kofi, KO, there's a chance. Omos, RK Bro, they're saving for them to split on each other and have a WrestleMania match together. The Alpha Academy, obviously neither of them are winning. The Dirty Dogs, not a chance in hell. Shin and Boogs, not happening. And Ricochet, so literally like Sheamus could at least be around at the end. And KO will be there, but really, like everyone they've announced, like there's not a snowflake's chance anywhere. There's no snowflake's chance here. Here in North Carolina, by the ocean where it doesn't snow.
So
any of them are winning.
KO and Sheamus, we need 2 more.
Well, you got to think that's how many they announced. I think there'll be some.
And if any Forbidden Door guys come in, that's probably another 5
They're
spots.
not going to win. Yeah, and whoever wins between, Roman and Seth won't be there, and Brock and Lashley, those winners won't be there, but the losers will be there. So that fills 2 more spots. Edge and Miz are probably going to be in it, so that fills 2 more spots. Omos, they're going to have everyone throw him out of the ring.
I think Randy's going to be in one of the final 4 because
because he's Randy. It's in St. Louis and he's Randy. Like,
true.
No offense to what everyone thinks about Randy in the ring. Randy is.
I'm definitely on board with Orton and KO being in the final 4.
Especially with KO's new contract, he has to be.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And he earned that contract, by the way. I hope he deserves it after. Was it last year's Rumble? When 6. Yeah, so I throw up 9 fingers, and then we sit around going 7, going for 7, and we're looking at Paul trying to fit it. Like after that, which I think was last year's Rumble, for the love of everything holy, the man deserves something because he laid there just 6. He just stood there. He didn't hit anybody. Like Stone Cold when he was in the Rumble that one year. There's Stone Cold doing push-ups and looking at his fake watch. Like, he deserves something, and he deserved that contract. Again, KO, he deserves it. Like the work he does, he can talk, he can go. We saw how many crazy bumps he took in that last man set. Like the guy could, like everyone loves him. Even when he's a bad guy, everyone loves him. Bad guy, heel, baby face, it doesn't matter. KO, like he deserves it, and he'll be there.
If Rollins loses, I could see Rollins in the final 4.
Yeah, if he loses, he'll definitely be in the final, just because it's Seth.
He'll be in the match.
Freaking Rollins.
I think Roman and Seth will be the match right before. It's going to be weird to see. Either the men's or the women's Rumble is going to be early in the show because they're not going to do them back to back.
I think they'll do the women's again, unless Ronda's in it. The women's will be first because then Roman's going to be at the last match before the final Rumble because they're not going to put him on, or they'll make that the main event and do the men's Rumble right before, so then KO can win it or something and go and screw Roman over so Seth wins, so they could do it and they could pick Seth and they could do all that. But I mean, we all know Roman, he's not going on either. Like, he's going on right before the last Rumble, or he's going to be the last match because that's just what they do. They can't help themselves. I hate to go there, but we all know it.
I think they're going to start this. If I'd have to guess, I think the show starts with Bobby versus Brock.
Yeah. Well, that was
either that or
the ones when I looked up like the actual matches just to make sure of everything. Everyone I looked at, Brock and Bobby were first, like on all of their lists. Then Roman was right before. They had both matches, Rumble matches, back to back though. Like they had Brock, Bobby, the other two, Roman and Seth, and then they had both Rumbles. Like, I just don't see them doing both Rumbles back to back. They've never done both Rumbles back to back. That'd be stupid.
That'd be hard to sit there for.
Even with the big spots, that's just a lot of just, but
yeah, it would make more sense. You do Brock and Bobby women's, because it's not going to matter because it's Doudrop and Becky, and then you have Doudrop and Becky, then you have Roman and Seth, and then you have the men's. I mean, it makes the most sense
with Edge and Miz and them in between somewhere.
Yeah, so
that won't be first. That won't be first.
Yeah, so if you have the Brock and Bobby thing, that frees up whoever the loser is, and then you have women's, because it's not going to. There's no other women's matches besides the Raw Women's Championship, so it doesn't really matter there. Then you have Miz and Edge, and then you have Reigns and Rollins, and then the men's Royal Rumble match. Because it gives the losers or whatever, either even if it doesn't matter with Miz and Edge, they might be in it anyways. It gives old man Adam some recovery time, and Miz is a little bit younger, and then you have Roman and Seth, and then you have the Royal Rumble match last for the men's. I mean, it kind of especially if you have the men's Royal Rumble, the last to go on, you're still giving the loser time from the Seth and Roman match to recover a little bit, because they could always enter the Rumble match a little bit later.
Yeah.
Just for that simple.
It's kind of like the effect from 2 years ago. Yeah, it had to be 2 years ago when Asuka and Becky started out tonight.
Yep.
Becky lost. I don't remember who it was. Maybe it was Lana. It was probably Lana getting mauled, so she couldn't enter. And then Becky came down and did her thing. And if they did something like that, I really wouldn't be offended. Like if they did, because like guess what? All of us pretty much expect whoever loses their title matches, it's going to be in the Rumble, so they could try. Like we all, especially the big stars, like Becky at the time, the man was taking off. Whether she wants to be big times now, she was taking off like a firecracker back then. So it really plans on it. But everyone I looked at, it went Brock and Bobby, Edge and that match, Becky, Roman and Seth, and then both Rumbles, which again, they're not doing both Rumbles. So wherever they split up those matches with, I could see that match order. Start out with the bang, have the stuff in the middle. Like I could see, but no matter what, the Rumbles aren't going to be back to back, because that's just.
Or maybe they start out the pay-per-view with the women's Rumble.
I'd be okay with that.
I'd be fine with that.
Started out with a real bang, because no one would see that coming, because the Rumble never starts out the show.
True.
Ever, even since they got the women's Rumble.
I think I'd be okay with the women's Rumble match first. That way, you kind of get the nostalgia. Whoever's going to be,
I think it would be great if they started with the women's and then Ronda comes back, because if that happens, you pretty much anybody who follows the spoilers, they're like, oh well, I guess she's not coming back now because they ain't putting her on early.
Yeah,
and for prize as Bailey or Asuka, or if you believe some rumors,
and even better, that would hook everybody to watch the rest of the show, because no one would have expected it to be first, and then to waste Ronda at the beginning of the show. So then everyone's going to keep watching or hear that happened and go, okay, well, what the hell else do these guys have to give us? Because no one would see it. I mean, and I've watched since they got the women's one, they never started with a Rumble first ever. That used to be like the end of it. So I
Yeah.
don't know, like that right there is a wrinkle that I didn't put thought into it. No offense. I'm just expecting stupid. We talk about it. We text. Actually, me and him
That's the
text. You
thing-
kind
that's
of
the-
come in every once
That's
in
the
a
thing,
while.
though. All the ideas we throw out, usually it's the typical predictable shit, though.
No, we don't. We put on the great predictable stuff that would blow out people's minds.
Yes.
I mean, there's a lot of stupid predictable, but guess what? That's not us making predictions. That's just making spoilers. You're welcome.
This is
Because it's all going to
fiction,
happen.
because, ladies and gentlemen,
Hi,
but I
Megan.
It's just, there's, I don't know. I hope that actually them starting out with one of the matches, I think that would be just, if they do that, then we're actually off to a pretty good night.
Yeah.
Just because they've never done it, we'd all be going, okay, well. But do I think one of the title matches is going to start out tonight? Yeah. I mean, it always does. I still don't get why Charlotte never defends the title, but it's because it's Charlotte, so she could just keep building up title reigns. Because Charlotte's like Hulk Hogan. No matter what, at the end of the night, Charlotte's raising her hand. Why? Because it's Charlotte. Just like look at all the women's Rumble matches. Woo! And then they had Ronda debut and just killed the whole thunder of the whole entire person. And we knew that person going into Mania didn't matter because they weren't going to win, because they just killed their moment to have Ronda come out. Like, it's just the way it is. Like, but I think she's like, that many rumors, she has to be coming back. Like, I don't look at dirt sheets or any of it. Like, I just go, whatever. Like, how many I've seen going, Ronda.
I think he's spoiling themselves because they don't want to officially come out, because you need to have some kind of surprise. But I think it's a surprise as far as, as much as, AEW didn't release CM Punk and or Daniel Bryanson debut, and so that everybody can speculate and have their opinions. And
that's the worst thing, though. There's like, I'd say for me, you guys watched too, so I could actually, but the last big surprise was Edge actually coming back.
Oh, I still can't get over that.
The Hardys coming back, like the Hardys played that so well. We're at the airport, we're leaving, bye. And then they showed up, and then you saw like the 24 Big Show going, "You rat bastards, you didn't tell me." Like they pulled that one off. That was a good one.
Was
But
that the number we watched together when Edge came back and we both lost our shit?
No,
that wasn't. No, it was the WrestleMania when the Hardy Boys came back. That's when we lost our shit.
When Jeff almost fell off the side of the ramp.
Yeah.
I looked over and hands go up. Woo! Yeah, what that was about. That was a fall, buddy.
We had a geek moment there. Yeah, I'm
oh my god, my wife was just so angry.
See, the only time I've watched with Justin, thankfully, it was SummerSlam.
And it was predictable and nothing happened.
Was it before the wheelchair or after? It was after the wheelchair, right?
That was after.
Yeah, it was right after. And then he looked at me, brought a bottle of Jameson, a gift pack, by the way. I still have all those solo cups. And you know what? Let's just take shots while this sucks. Like, you had your kids there. You had your kids sitting there going like, there's both of them looking at us going, like, what? I can't control it, guys.
We're sorry.
And I'm like, here's my ECW championship. Hang out with this. Why? Because this stuff sucks.
In 10 years, it's going to be shitty. It's okay. Just ride the wave.
I can't help it. Like, it's just go with it. Like, just. And if you can't go with it, one day, do that. Just take the head off the thing and call it a day. But
yeah,
like, it was like, yeah, that was that. Like, God, and Dan, you better have good food tonight.
When we're apologizing to my kids about how shitty a pay-per-view is, that's pretty sad.
The first time Aiden and Jackson ever meet me, it's like, what? This is gonna suck, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna drink heavily. Why? This is gonna suck.
Yeah, both kids are like, "Can we have some snags?" It's like, here, just go for it.
Here you go. Clear out my cabinet. What? Have fun. But this sucks. And then guess what? The next night, I go to where you're staying. Monster Pizza. The Monster Pizza was the highlight of the night. Why? Because Raw sucked.
Much because Raw sucked.
And then Justin turned around and looked at me and went, I was paying so little attention. Justin's going, they changed Keith Lee's song? Like, I don't think so. I wasn't paying attention. They sure did. Like, it sucks so bad. I didn't even realize
that was the only thing.
he didn't even come out to Limitless, and I was so turned off. And there was no
Yeah.
alcohol involved.
I was gonna
It was
say
just pizza and hanging
yeah,
out.
we were-
I didn't notice that they changed. I wasn't looking at, like, SummerSlam was so bad. I missed him not coming out to Limitless.
yeah.
Which, by the way, Hannah thinks is the worst song ever. Although, what, you should listen to AJ's. What, if you actually, it's a great song. If you look at the words, someone was on something when they wrote that song.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I'm thinking,
What's the lyrics? I'm a homeboy with that farmer strength. Like, what the fuck were you thinking? I'm sorry. I dropped the F bomb. There you go. Well, we're not PG anymore, but I mean, come on, man. Like,
there goes Justin just killing my PG. Like I was on.
It's like that Jiffy peanut butter commercial with Ludacris where he takes the peanut butter and he just a whole bunch of jumble. Like, yep, there you go. Here's your
Like,
theme.
I was doing good too. But I still think it'll be a good. I still think it'll be a good night. I mean, they just put and by the way, all the stupidity from the last 2 weeks, like with the Mysterios, the Prophets. I don't know I know what you didn't watch. Whatever you've watched, Dan, like them spending 10 minutes of segments with just people throwing each other over the top rope and going.
That was
like, guess what, guys? We all know what's going to happen.
Yeah, if Dom eliminates, we're going to take his car keys. Dude, he's a grown ass man. Like, what's next? You going to take him over your knee? Like, no.
Kick him out of the house. You know he still lives at home. He has what? To take your what? I'm just going to kick you out the house. And then after he does that,
yeah,
some stupid thing with Dom sitting outside trying to get inside the house because they won't let him in. They're going to do something. Like, it's just click. What? It's going to happen. Like they're gonna, you throw me out, huh? What?
I know we didn't get a chance to say anything about the men's Rumble match. Any surprise appearances? We think Kurt Angle. Supposedly the picture's there. Are we thinking anything else?
Morrison. John Morrison will not be in it.
Any Forbidden Door people?
No, John Morrison won't be in it. That's all I got.
I know we heard the stupid thing about Moose running his yap.
Who cares?
Mox was mentioned.
And with them offering him like all the help when he got like with the saying they'll send like all that stuff, I could see him doing it.
Yeah, I could see that too.
I like that one physically because it didn't end like on the worst terms. He was just over everything they were doing, so he didn't renew. They offered him help. Like,
oh yeah.
So the door and he still has nothing but nice things to say. Like I could see that one.
Yeah.
And maybe I'd say Brian, but not Brian because they haven't used him in AEW. So maybe, hey, what, I'm here. No, he's out of the ring, like,
yeah,
but
I know I'm really grasping for straws here and would be probably the blowout of the night, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to happen. And I'll let you guys guess.
Bray,
I'm thinking
Bray, because he hasn't done anything. So like, hey, what? See, you were talking and my first thought was, damn it, I put the lantern in the closet. So and it would have been over. And what? I'm here. And guess what?
I wouldn't mind seeing
Strowman, maybe.
Like, I think I would lose.
Which one? The original or the Eater of Worlds?
No, either one. Like, dude, the whole "we're here" thing with the lantern, people would lose their shit.
He shows up and he brings Rowan and Strowman with them. We're here. And they just go and maul everybody. Like what? They'll get the biggest we don't have to worry about the network losing, Peacock losing $1.7 billion because they gave Vince so much money to get the WWE.
I mean, I'd be happy with any Bray at this point, but if I had to choose one, definitely Swamp Bray.
And both of you, by the way, go on highspots.com. Any of you people that have a picture like that, that's only signed by Little Miss Bliss, you too can spend, if you have any Bray stuff, whether it's a Funko Pop, that way, that guy right there, see, it's backwards, him. I have my Funko Pop too, but you could, like, he's doing a signing here shortly with High Spots for like $50.
That's not bad. Is that Pops and 8x10s?
That's just for Pops. 8x10s or lower. So if you do like $50, you can send in your pump to get signed. I could think about it. It's already signed off by JSA with Little Miss Bliss. Think of how much that would be cool if I got Bray to sign that. I can have it right there on my wall, both of them signed off on. I never sell it and get rid of it, but if I did, I know how much Bray Wyatt autographs are going for nowadays. So that would be really cool. And it's happening, and you have about 2 weeks to get those orders in. So hurry the fuck up. We're here. I'd love to get that thing signed off on, though, but that's coming up with him. I'd love to see him. Strowman, with him just like doing one show, he showed up for, Ring of Honor's last thing.
I don't care if it's like
cool.
one and done.
Yeah.
Like
that'd be cool to see, just Strowman come back. Just, I mean, he's done what, literally like one show for Ring of Honor at their last show.
Yeah, well, he did the thing with EC3.
Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah,
that whatever that thing was.
But he's done 2 things, and this. I mean, he's gone since May.
Well, he did show up for that arm wrestling thing.
But literally, he's done nothing. So it'd be cool to see him come back, just because he really was over. Like, I don't understand who made that decision. Like, you went from them calling you to do the main event because Roman backed out, doing a cage match for Shane, to being in the main event the next pay-per-view, to being fired. And he was selling merchandise like an SOB. We all looked at the numbers. You can see those numbers.
Vince loves big guys. And that's what boggled me.
He was the biggest guy.
Yeah. Well,
no Ryback motions.
Buff-wise, yes. Tall-wise, Omos wins that one.
Omos doesn't count. I was waiting on you to pull out a Ryback line. You know who won't be in the Royal Rumble? Ryback.
No, he'll probably just be trolling it the whole time.
Thank you. I got a laugh out of Dan. What? Thank God. What? The big guy will not be in the match. And he keeps. I mean, he's never closed the door though. Ryback. He says, if he gets his health in line, but you have.
What was up with Ryback? I don't even remember.
I know he had a testosterone deficiency, which is why he was still allowed to take testosterone all the time, which is why a certain angry guy whose name rhymes with Terry Funk, was calling him the steroid guy. But I mean, he's still doing all that stuff. I mean, people, it might have made him big, but I mean, the guy was also breaking a sweat eating, because he's kind of like The Rock. It was just 3,000 calories, just, but he won't be there. And I think obviously we all know, you can agree, Roman and Rock isn't going to happen this year. That'd be better for next year. It has to happen just for him to keep running on his thing, and The Rock come in just to stomp him, because, it's The Rock.
I would say, out on a limb, I would say
Or The Rock even passing the torch.
WrestleMania 40 makes sense.
The Rock going out there beating the hell out of him, but still losing and raising his hand in the end. He gets laid and all that. But I could see they'll still put on a good match. It's The Rock. Yeah. He has so much going on. What the hell are they going to do?
He's finishing Shazam. Then he's got that Red Notice 2, I think. They're making a sequel to that.
10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 20. There's only 5 spots in the men's Rumble that haven't been announced.
They always have guys that they announce that won't end up. I could see a Ricochet never ending up in the match.
Yeah, it just gets mauled by someone beforehand. So Ridge Holland can get in. Yeah.
They would announce Heath Slater every year for Rumble, and I don't think the dude would ever make the right match.
Nope. He's kind of like Lana. He wouldn't make it all the way there, but damn it, he was announced.
I mean, Slater would be interesting just for the fact that they're already working with Mickey James. I could just see that just for the simple fact. Or Rhino,
And his "I got kids" shirt. I got kids. Well, I don't care about your kids. Okay.
Yeah. Have Johnny Knoxville, and it's rumored Bad Bunny, and I heard some rumors today.
I have zero problem with Bad Bunny though.
Yeah,
as long as it actually leads to something. Because no offense to the Lawrence Taylors or Maria Menounos in her match, Bad Bunny, you could tell actually put in the work to actually be able to have.
I still can't get over, even though it was against the Miz. I mean,
Bad Bunny put in. That was a good match.
Yeah.
Bad Bunny actually put in the work. So if he comes back, I just don't want to see it be there. And especially as they announced his tour isn't starting until June, July, August, something like that. He has plenty of time. like I would be okay seeing Bad Bunny because never mind who he was in the ring with, like he was pulling off stuff where you could tell he actually worked.
Yeah.
Which they don't get a lot of. I'll watch out with your candle. Which one is it?
Strawberry pound cake.
There's a place down here now on the side where Western meets 17. Western, yeah. Piney Green meets 17, where the lady does nothing but apples. She coats them thinly in like icing, and then she just impacts them with strawberry shortcake dust and stuff. Next time you come down here, oh my God. I didn't know it existed, but once I found out it existed, I was like, where the hell has this been my entire life? That was good. But I don't know. I don't expect many surprises. I mean, like, because there's 5. I mean, obviously, like Dan said, someone's going to get just stomped.
Maybe Kane shows up to make an appearance and then, donates the proceeds to Tennessee.
Yeah, donate to someone. I mean, there's people in Tennessee that need the help. Give it to
me. He still has the most Rumble appearances. I mean, you got to keep that record.
Yeah, like he can keep going. Like Kane would be okay.
I could see Kane, especially he just did Talking Smack or whatever, so they put his name out there.
Yeah.
See that, especially like I'd like to see him kind of go in there and then like go face to face with Omos.
Yep.
And kind of
yeah.
And now it's like, now Omos, you are the Rumble master. You're going to eliminate people and look badass as shit, and you're never going to win.
Yeah,
but doing it.
Like Kane's career. I mean, he just made his career off eliminating people from Rumbles. Really, I mean, never mind everything he ever did. Like, we knew him for his Rumble performances. He might have had a title reign here, there. He might have dealt with Snitsky, who, by the way, it's still wasn't his fault. I still wish I could have been backstage when Vince told him, "Well, just make sure you don't miss the baby." I'm like, excuse me.
Well, now that Top Dollar is gone, it sucks that they can't try to actually find the baby that was punted. I'm pretty sure that's got to be worth something.
But
that's got to be worth something.
Kane, though, in the Rumble, that'd be good because he could still function in the Rumble. Like regular, I mean, his match in Saudi with DX and Taker, like that proved.
Oh God, don't remind me.
Like they kicked the mask off his face, like that was like the thing. Like
come on,
Triple H hurt himself.
That has got to be as bad, if not worse, than the Goldberg and Taker match.
No, that was still better than that because at least no one almost died in that match.
Oh, true.
But like Kane for a Rumble, like just to throw people over, like that's still fair. Like Kane, I wouldn't be upset about. Summer Rae, that makes no sense. Kane, I'm okay with Kane.
Not to go off on non-wrestling stuff, but I want to throw it out there. So what are we thinking for Super Bowl?
I don't know. Because I went into it going.
Thinking, but what are we hoping? What are we hoping?
I went into it going, well, it's Brady. And then, well, now he's retired. So, Jesus Christ, how the tables have turned there. See what PG is off the table these days, kids. Like, he retired. Like, damn.
I would love to see Bengals and Rams. That's just me.
I'd love to see the. Did you see that thing?
Niners, but I think it's going to be Rams and Chiefs.
Did you guys see that thing? I don't remember, like, I think I saw it last night, that the last 18 Super Bowls have either had Peyton Manning, Ben Roethlisberger, Tom Brady, or the 49ers. Like 18 years. Granted, I was rooting for the 49ers against the Packers. Otherwise, just kill him. What? I don't want to see Aaron Rodgers anymore. Never mind vaccine anything. I just think he's an asshole. And a lot of people I know that have met him say he's an asshole. So I would like, now that he lost, whatever. He lost, the Cowboys lost.
And maybe I'll go to Denver with
see the memes of him in a Steelers uniform? Like, please, God. Please don't. Please.
I saw one with Garoppolo too.
Jimmy G. Well, he's probably like, and they
I don't think Jimmy G would be more of a candidate, really.
Yeah. And they dropped the guy. You know, like they got Jimmy G. They made him the guy. Then they drafted Trey Lance, and that. But you're in the conference title. You're in the conference title with Jimmy G. I mean, like, what? You lost. Sorry.
But
you're fired.
I like to think I know a lot about football, but I don't understand Jimmy G. He's one of them. Like, he looks god awful, but all he does is win. I mean, he took them to the Super.
You're a Penn State fan like me, though. So, I mean, what do we know about football? We just know that James Franklin did not deserve a 10-year contract extension because Jesus, for the love of everything holy, see, I didn't say anything offensive there. You're welcome. I've gotten good at this. Every time we get ranked in the top 4, for some reason, within 3 weeks, we're not even ranked at the end of the season because he sucks. Every time we're ranked good. Well, we're ranked in 5th, we're fine. We get in the top 4, we're not ranked at the end of the season. This is now the 2nd or 3rd time he's done that.
He got an extension for one reason, and his name is Drew Alar, who is the number 1 quarterback prospect in the 2022 class, and he is signed to Penn State, and he is enrolled early, and he will.
Because he's a James Franklin guy.
When freaking Sean Clifford's leg falls off, and he's going to be the starting quarterback for the 900th year in a row next year.
900th. He's not exaggerating, people. In fact, he's not. Try being a Penn State fan. He's not exaggerating because you're sitting there the whole time going, it's like being in the Marine Corps. 4 years in the Marine Corps. It's like 20 years on your body. Try being a Penn State fan. What? There's nothing on your body. It's just, you turn it like it's just the longest, most drug out. What? This is going to suck. Like, what? You guys are doing great. Like, yeah, except for playing them.
Low expectations.
I have 0 expectations and it still sucks. Hannah's family living where they do. They're one neighbor. He's an Ohio State fan, but as I digress,
expectation is like negative.
But
beyond.
He looked at me. He's like, "What?" We showed up to one time. He's like, "What? Man, you should be the happiest guy in the world." I'm like, shut up. What? You got James Franklin for 10 years. Like, yeah, at least we didn't just get our dick stomped in. What? Shut up. Exact response. Why'd you have to go there, man? What? At least we didn't die. What? You guys laid there and died. I don't want what? Don't eat what? Don't go there with me. What? I don't want him to be there another 10 years. Wonder why he got there? Because of what Dan just said. Otherwise, what? We're ranked in the top 4 and we suck. We weren't even ranked at the end of the year. And then we lost our bowl game. And then we'll build all the way back up and look really good. And then we'll get to the top 4 and we'll suck. Because that's all he knows how to fucking do. It's like Vince McMahon giving anyone that we want to see win a push. Like, how about, let's say, what's his name? Big E. He went from the New Day to a push to the champion to losing to Brock randomly out of nowhere to suddenly he's back on SmackDown and he's with the New Day in a month.
Fighting Happy Corbin.
In a month. He went from the main event to the New Day on the other show facing off against Happy Corbin and Madcap in his damn suspenders. Like, the fall is real. It is beyond real.
That's not even a fall, man. That's just like...
They didn't even get their pancakes back. Like,
he didn't even fall from grace. Like, what, you're on SmackDown now. Huh? Like, you remember how you were going to, like, possibly lose? What? Like, you're going to lose. You're going to lose so bad, we're going to have you lose again and get pinned the next night in the Fatal 4-Way. And then you're going to be part of the New Day. Great. Except you're facing Happy Corbin and Madcap. Like, son of a bitch. Like, you guys actually... And guess what? You're going back to the New Day where the Usos are the tag champs and you lost your tag team match against them. Xavier and Kofi did. So you can't even fight for the tag team titles as long as they're champs. You're just there. Like, that is the greatest fall from grace I've ever seen in my entire life. And I got ran over.
That's not even a fall. That's a...
That's getting hit by a full-size Silverado and being dumb enough to survive. Hi, everybody. I'm that guy.
I'll put you on velocity.
A lot. Let's bring that back just to have E sit in the ring and just do nothing with no crowd. And if we're gonna
bring up velocity, that's another plug. Another plug for Ruthless Aggression. John Cena talks about how he fired and he was doing shows on Velocity, and then he looks and he's like, "No, you're right. You have never heard of that show."
Guess what? I will say one thing compared to the new product. I have seen Raw. I've seen SmackDown. I saw WWE CW. And then I saw Sunday Night Heat and Velocity, and they were still better. Those last two. Hell, WWE ECW still had better moments than the garbage they are giving us. I know.
Jesse, get the clicker ready. Newest meme. If she has not heard of Velocity, she's too young for you. You're welcome.
Well,
but anyways,
I guess it was good knowing her. Guess it was good knowing her. Damn it. Had a good thing going. Have you heard of Heat?
Hey,
No?
Justin ruined it.
Have you heard of 205 Live? No, Jesus Christ. Have you heard of Raw? Like, have you heard of anything?
Main event.
Damn it, I feel like such an old man. Oh, at least I have good hair.
Or Saturday night main event. That's where the main event came from.
But there was some good stuff on Saturday night's main event. Therefore, when they brought it back that one time.
There was that one. What was it?
Bob Saget.
Superstars was on Sunday when they recapped the week and they had behind the scenes kind of stuff. Remember that on Sunday mornings? And then they had one on Saturday mornings. What was that called?
I don't remember yesterday morning. Brain damage.
What was the one on Saturday morning? Or was it just Sunday mornings?
I don't remember. Saturday had the Bite This Talking type show back in the day that they did with
And Bruce Pritchard hated because he didn't have control.
Yeah.
I mean, but did you see that's an example of how Bruce couldn't have been that bad, because look at some of the stuff they pushed on that without him. What the hell ever Vince Russo called himself on that stuff. By the way, Vince Russo, if you ever get back to this, you suck. Please come on here and tell me why you don't suck. But
Saturday Morning Slam. That's what it was. I just Googled it. You're welcome.
That's why I have this here. I can't use my phone. That's what they are here for. Because if I go to look it up, suddenly that'll be telling you need to watch Peacock, which, by the way, except for even during wrestling events, you don't need to, because sooner or later it's going to suck. You're going to have to force close it, and you're going to have to restart it, and you're going to miss something because it sucks. And that's why they lost $1.7 billion, because it's terrible.
It is literally the worst streaming platform. Even though I did see they did their first deal with Disney.
I saw the article.
I tried.
It's being sold to Disney.
Because Alexa Bliss, somebody tweeted her that she's not a Disney princess, and I agree.
Back.
I agree. She is a.
And then she is when they let her go, just let her do, no offense to her and Bray worked until Bray wasn't there. Then it was just weird.
For her to carry that storyline now, which led to me being pissed off at WrestleMania. Don't get me wrong. That was
carried it. That was great. That was great. The entrance was great. The transition from burnt to normal was great.
Called it.
And then let's just leave it at that, because everything after that, so he got bounced off of announce tables and no sold. He got one RKO and he was done. The man didn't get put down until he got lit on fire. And one arcade, okay, arcade, no. And Randy said he hated doing it. Apparently, he thought it was the dumbest thing Randy Orton saying this is one of the dumbest things I've ever done.
Yeah, but then if you read the rest of that article, he's like, you know what? You just roll with what you're getting.
Yeah. This is what they said to do, and I did it. He did it without hurting anybody. He did it.
I'm gonna touch on one thing. Yes, I actually went to GameStop and I pre-ordered, God help me, and I hope it's good, 2K22, because I finally got the chance to look at what kind of controls there are, and it's almost about 85 to 90% close to THQ controls. So
hey, Dan,
I did.
You want to know something real cool, Dan? You bought Battlegrounds. I didn't. I told him it was a waste of time. And then 6 months later, PlayStation Plus people got it for absolutely free 1 month. That's how good it was. They put it on PlayStation Plus. What? Just take it. Here's the free game.
I got it more for my kid though because he loves the hell out of that.
But they
thing.
were
Plus,
like,
it's
what?
easy.
How bad was it? They're please God, take it for free. Do something with it. Like they don't do that with. I mean, they did it with Horizon. Horizon right now, by the way, if you guys don't have it, I think you do.
Oh, I have Horizon Zero Dawn. Yes, I actually bought that.
Like
It was-
the
I got
set, like Horizon 2 is for free on PlayStation Plus right now. Or it's
Really?
in, or it's in the no, it's in the it was
Yes,
in the
now.
free, it was in the free section, but you can actually get the game for free.
Really?
Yeah, go. I found it the other day. There's a bunch of demos, but that one was full game.
Pretty sure it's not the first one. Forbidden West.
I'm
Damn, I
pretty
gotta
sure
go
no
check
one
that
else.
out.
Pretty sure no one can make a game copyrighted that much, trademarked out the wazoo. But it's on there. I've been playing a lot of F1 games because I like to race and tell people to get out of my way, and then which is why my thumb, you guys can't see it because the glow is horrifically red because I'm hitting that joystick turn like it owes me money because I don't want to pull out my racing sim seat yet. But there's a lot of good stuff on there.
I'm playing Detroit Become Human. Very good story-driven game. I'm not gonna
You
lie.
say Detroit becomes human? Detroit will never become human. I know you didn't say Detroit, but Detroit is dead.
No, it's Detroit Become Human. That's what the game is.
After Wrestle Mania with Cena and it's over. It's dead. Which, by the way, you can hear all about in John Cena's Ruthless Aggression episode, which it is better than I thought it was. I accidentally caught some of it before.
I am excited for 2K22 though, to bring in some modes back that we've all been hoping and praying for.
Why do you think they delayed it so much?
Everyone
everyone went, this sucks, and no one bought it. No, okay, well, we'll delay it 6 months and make it seem like it was because of it.
And I look at it this way: if it doesn't work out, I got a physical copy.
It's because they released half the roster. So what the hell? Also,
no, technically, from what I've been hearing, since
it's still low now, the trademarks and all that.
Yeah, trademarks and stuff are still in effect. They're not actually cutting a lot of the rosters, but a lot of people think because when they started making the game, stuff was already in motion. So instead of
all the rights and all that, so they're all still there.
I'm hoping Fiend is in it. I really am.
I wish my mask was right here.
Great. I enjoy watching Xavier Woods and Cesaro play on Up Up Down Down.
And I do love that he got a show on G4. Like good for Xavier. Like it turned into that. Most of those shows don't turn into that because Vince won't let you do that or anything.
And Dan, you're invited when I get the game. Come on over. I pre-ordered the deluxe edition because you get the Undertaker pack, but then there's an NWO for Life edition, which I'm waiting for GameStop to call me. You get like all retro NWO stuff, Starcade Arena, like a whole bunch of other slew of stuff. So it'll be fun. Hopefully.
Last one I played was Battlegrounds. I bought 17 and it sucked. My nephews came over and played it. They loved it. I was like, this game.
Yeah. Last one I bought was 2K15 with Cena on the front, and just the controls just made me sick.
Did you also know?
The real struggle was WWF Attitude and WWF Warzone, where it was like combo things like Mortal Kombat.
At least they were confused.
But those controls, I'd rather have WWF Warzone controls over 2K15 bullshit. Seriously, it's like you got to press up, then you tie up, then you got to press X to do something else, then you got to.
Why I didn't play them? There's too many buttons.
Oh my god! I'm telling you,
I have traumatic brain injuries. I cannot remember 9 things in a row to do a suplex.
Like I played that for like 20 minutes, and I'm like, here you go, GameStop. Give me some store credit.
See, I'm not even that nice. I'm just keeping it on the shelf. I spent wasted that much money on it. I'm not getting $4 in return. It's going to sit on my shelf and collect dust. It's not even worth. Look, that's a $56 loss. If I just hold on to it, technically I didn't get rid of it. It's
the last WWE game I enjoyed was the one with Punk on the front. 13, I think it was. 13? Yeah, was that 13?
That was before 2K got involved. I was really depressed once 2K got involved because, you guys can remember that. You were young, whippersnappers back then. We were all cripples and miserable then, but
Oh, speaking of video games,
NFL 2K was so good compared to like Madden. Like it was so like, and then they came out with wrestling, and you're going, this is it. Like these
Yes.
are to quote Stone Cold, these are the creative minds. Like,
guess what gem I found on eBay for the collection just because I wanted it?
Bob Saget.
You're
Here comes
welcome.
the pain. Here comes the
I just gotta find that. I just gotta find a PlayStation 2.
And now that song's in my head, even though it's time to play the game, but yeah, that song. But how the hell, if you go on Apple Music, of all the things for them to have on there from Forcible Entry, do they still have Chris Benoit's theme on there?
Yeah,
Of all things, like you've taken so many songs off of there. Benoit is still on there.
I'm quite upset because I wish Disturb would just under their stuff release Glass Shatters. I still have the CD though. I still have the CD.
Oh, I had it. It's gone now, but I had it. But God, that was a good game. They still made good games back then, though. Wasn't that THQ and Jack Specific and them working together?
Yes.
Like those games.
Yeah, here comes it. I liked all the SmackDown games the whole way through. Raw versus SmackDown.
I like that in an hour. I'm about to be lit. But that was good. Like I don't know. I'll buy it. I'll buy it when I find it used. So really, I just have they come out with 2K22. I'll wait a month and I'll go find it at GameStop for like, $20. Like it's worth $20 just because of how like glitchy and bad the last ones have been.
Well, and the only reason why I pre-ordered 2K22 and I'm probably going to end up keeping it is my GM mode because that was like one of the things I love doing.
Oh, I love doing that.
And you can watch your matches and stuff like that. Like I enjoyed, I did enjoy that.
I was that big of a nerd. I like doing that. I just sit. What are you doing? What? I'm just sitting here enjoying what I created. I'm glad my microphone is good enough to hear me yelling right now from all the way back here. Thank you. Me wasting money that I did not have.
And then you can get mad because my GM mode would be a million times better than actual Raw SmackDown 2.0.
Yeah, maybe we could stream it and send it to Vince. Oh, that's very nice.
That's nice.
Very nice.
I got this for $5.
Nice.
$5. Way bigger than an 8x10, 11x14. Oscar.
Nice.
Certified PSA certed. $5. Well, how the hell did I get that? Apparently no one else saw it. Like I got a stack of cool stuff that's way cooler than that game could be, but my GM mode. Oh, okay. Well, at least they're listening and trying.
It would be, to me, it would be worth it. It's worth the money.
At least they're trying is really my big thing.
Yeah.
Because when they got rid of that, most of us went like, that was the coolest part.
Yeah, what were you thinking? Oh, look, it's Daniel.
Hey, look, I found you.
Are you stalking him and taking pictures of him, man?
You know it from all the. I mean, I did almost call him when I got 2 flat tires and I couldn't find a ride to go to the tire place to get to the car so I can get new tires so I could drive home. And I was at mile marker 2.7 into the state of Pennsylvania down there. Like, what are we gonna do? Like, I don't know, but if Ubers don't come, what I got Justin and I got Dan, and they're at least closer to the bottom of the state than anyone else I know.
Pretty much.
To get me there. I will bankrupt myself just to get me to where the car is so I can keep driving home. That's all I wanted to do. Bitch, no one cares, TT. Shut up. Now that we're on that, so everyone can see the update of the office. Huh? Jesse Jane and someone else. Got that for a trade for nothing.
Classic.
Little Terry non-selling and to Brock's inanimate objects. Kelly post WWE, which I still can't believe they keep bringing her back, but whatever. Jesse Jane and Pirates.
Classic.
And here's one you're gonna love, both of you, because it's really old. the former Mrs. Haas, Jackie Gata, back when she was still Jackie Gata from Tough Enough. I'll have for like $5 one day. Don't worry, they're all going up sooner or later when I actually take all this off the wall and redo it, which is never going to happen because they've been stacked there since Justin started doing these, and that was almost.
I was going to say you've had a stack that you've been talking about for like ever.
Oh, you should see the stack down there. This thick, but I still think it'll be a good night.
Yeah.
Regardless of the surprises and Johnny Knoxville and all the idiots being in there, but it'll be good. I mean,
if anything else, I mean, maybe we'll just post our text message conversations on how bad this is.
I could just come on tomorrow.
More entertaining.
I'll just come on tomorrow, and we could all come on tomorrow and just read our text through. And you believe this shit?
That's gonna be good.
But they do it. But I mean, again, we know Miz and Edge is going to tell a good story. We know Becky's going to put on a good match regardless because it's Becky. Yeah. We know Roman and Seth is going to steal the show. And there's going to be like the Rumble is just there for high spots for Kofi and Naomi. Like that's what it's there for.
Oh, and Brock and Lashley are going to break the barricade.
Oh yeah,
that's a guaranteed prop bet right there. Someone's getting speared through the barricade.
Someone. Ain't me. My back can take it, but my hips, not going to guarantee that, but I don't have good hips, so deal with it. But see, this is what happens when Justin gets involved. Here we are, 2 hours later. I've been on with Justin for 2 hours, 24 minutes and 16 seconds, as I said that. See, which is why Justin needs to do it more.
We're on the pre-show before longer than the actual pay-per-view tonight.
I know. Hannah's like, it's going to start at 7 or 8. So it's going to be done at 9.
It's probably more entertaining than
I told her it was going to start at 7 or 8. She's like, cool. So it'll be done by like 9 or 10. Like it's a Rumble though. What that match is going to go, like each of them are going to go at least an hour. So it's going to go longer than a regular pay-per-view just on principle of that.
And then you have to have 10 minutes of somebody pointing at the WrestleMania sign when they win because they have to do it.
Yeah. So
someone flex.
So 2.5 hours alone.
And yes, I meant to flex directly at her picture.
I want to flex. But yeah.
Hopefully she comes back. I hope for a good one.
It'll be good times. It's gonna be great.
I guess we'll attempt to not throw anything like last year. Or no, that was a couple years ago.
You guys will be together, right?
Yep.
We can.
There better be good food.
Cheat day, wings at Nino's. I'm gonna plug
cheat day.
Cheat day.
You just
actually technically
you just went 40. You just went 10 minutes short of 47 hours fasting.
That was Wednesday into Friday, and then we actually went to Aruga's last night, and I cheated with wings. So
bro,
I'm having back-to-back cheat days.
You fasted for 46 hours and 50 minutes.
Yep.
But it's not cheating. It's trying not to die at this point. Thank you. I already had that conversation when I saw your post. Like, Hannah, what? You get angry after 4 or 5 hours. What? If you went 46 and a half hours fasting, like what? I'd go get a hotel room. I just turn off my phone. You wouldn't find me. What?
Or blow up your house.
I'd be gone. Like she could burn it down. I wouldn't be there. Burn it down.
Next up is 48 hours, and that's it. Then I'm done.
Where the hell were you for that? Well, where the hell were you for that hour and 10 minutes? You could have already done it.
Well, the wife was hungry. The kid was hungry.
Tell them to wait an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going
to do my 48. I think I'm going to do my 48-hour right before our anniversary getaway. I can time that perfectly because we're going to the melting pot in Harrisburg on February 18th.
I'm going to make it 48 hours. I bet you're an hour and 10 minutes away.
Well,
I still love you. I think I'm going to go vegan for a couple of weeks.
Dude, dairy-free, no bread, no pasta. What else?
Because I have to go do my labs while I'm still eating like me right now for my psychiatrist, because I finally have one after over a year of waiting. So I can do the labs before we go into that. And then after I meet her, I have like, I want to say a month and a half.
I have
2 months
until-
before I meet my new primary care doctor, who I haven't had in forever. Thank you, VA, for being so good to us under. And I'm gonna try to go vegan in between just to see what my numbers are like in between.
I have until May 13th before I get my yearly physical, because my doctor's like, oh, we need to go over some medication. We need you to come in for a visit. I'm like, you don't want me coming in right now.
Like I'm just in the VA. It's like,
Like,
I don't have a doctor, but more than once every like 13 months, and then they leave, and then I wait a year to get a new doctor.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do my normal labs, and then I'm gonna go and get my new doctor, and I'm gonna try just vegan just to see what it.
I'm doing all plant-based. The only thing I'm doing
Really
is
good.
seafood,
World's strongest
seafood.
man is plant-based.
Yeah, like I'm doing seafood and chicken. More seafood than anything. I've been on a seafood kick
You
lately.
too? Lots of mussels and shrimp for me.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of cioppino.
Yeah.
Which is all seafood and vegetables.
The first of the year I weighed 219. I weighed in today at 196.
Holy shit, you weighed more than
But
me.
I did an hour on the ARC trainer today.
You weighed more than me?
Hmm?
That hasn't happened since like you almost died. Hey, 216. I'm proud of my 216.7. Don't ask me how I weigh that much. I have no idea. Actually, it's a lot of muscle because I've just been eating
I'll
and
tell you what,
planning
man,
on muscle.
Giving up that dairy, I sleep so much better.
Oh yeah, like I got like you do like
I do almond milk. I do anything almond. Like they have all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
with almond milk.
minus my coffee creamer because I still do that, but otherwise
I drink my coffee straight up.
I've been some of them I can, some of them are such an acidic thing that if I put like just a splash of like a teaspoon of creamer in there, it kills the acid reflux. But some of those really high ones, since I've gotten older while we're on it, have given me crazy acid reflux, and it makes me. You've seen me mad. Well, you've heard of me mad, but I don't want to be mad. Like it pisses me off. But I've been doing oat milk. Like she does oat milk. I've been on oat milk for forever.
I haven't tried oat milk. I've been curious though.
It's thinner, but it's completely like that's what I do on my protein shakes and my coffee for a while. Like I did it just to, as I would put it in there, cool it down, and just okay, time to record. And literally just.
I drink DQ. I drink Dunkin'.
I'm dancing here trying to figure out what the hell we're talking about.
I drink that Dunkin' cold brew. They have them in the packs now where you just drop it in and let it freaking do its thing for like 8 hours and bam, cold straight up on ice, man.
I can't do it. If coffee was meant to be cold, it wouldn't.
I'm surprised you haven't tried the Black Rifle ones that are in the can.
In the can, I do that. It's not dairy free, but I've done that.
Thing, really.
It's not dairy free, but if you've seen the price of them.
Yeah, that's like $3.79 a can.
I know. I can get 3
That's
pounds.
where
I can get 3 pounds of coffee
stuff.
for them, way cheaper than I can get 31 days of coffee from them. I can get like 3 months of coffee for 5 weeks of coffee, way cheaper than I can get like 10 of those.
If you're going on the whole getting your numbers down too, probiotics. They are freaking awesome.
I know.
I started that on the first year, and I'll tell you what. Oh my god, what a difference!
But yeah, like doing that, like it actually, like you do feel better. Well, we're on it now.
5-star nutrition, love to plug them. Great stuff.
How's their plant-based protein? I have to get it next time.
Good. I've been using some of their products, but I'm also using the Ideal Greens that come in chocolate and the berry after my workouts during my lunch on workout.
Well, Dan doesn't care. Did you know? The same guy that was the GM when I had all of that chaos happen for that pre-workout sample, which by the way got dismissed. I don't know if I told you, it's dismissed. I'm a free man. They proved me right. He got fired for selling steroids out the back of the place. So that's where you get, Sam. It's because your name is Sam. You get bad things that happen to you because you ruined my life for forever. And it turns out the cop that went and rushed the thing, he was a combat camera guy. I got shafted by a guy that was combat camera. Like we were at war, you were taking pictures. if you actually understood the level of rage inside of me when I found that out.
I do.
2 years. I don't think I mentioned on this. Guess what? Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, I told you all. There was no meth. It was a psychotic pre-workout packet, and I'm free at last. And it's not over yet. I will get mine. Notice how we all just stopped right there. Looked like we all froze, like we stopped moving. That guy. But yeah, I have to go there and get some. I have to go see Austin. I want to, but as you said, it's good. I'm not going to get the greens thing. And I do highly recommend everyone that ever watched the Punk, whatever they call them now, like his documentary on the network, whatever they're designated as. We have premium live events and all that. But the Punk thing and Brian, when they're talking about juicing and all that, like I juice like actual juices, like, cause I got a juicer for free from Crystal. Like, I mean, it's been a while, but
I get the pre-portion packs of the frozen Dole.
Yeah,
like,
while we were under
has
COVID, I was like I was making juices every day.
Yeah.
Like, you actually do feel slightly better with all that stuff because your body digests it slightly
a lot
faster.
easier.
When I say slightly, I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, the Dole ones that have the oatmeal squares in them, amazing.
And Dan's just sitting here confused because
we shifted from video games to healthy stuff.
I'm contemplating eating the chocolate brownie that I have with the peanut butter cookie.
I can't talk about that because all the stuff I just bought before we did this that was delicious like that. It's not for me, and I'm pretty sure it's already gone. I got it for the better half because, well, it's that time. And granted,
I haven't had chocolate since the first.
Hey.
Well, I have chocolate, but in my protein powders. I'm talking candy.
No, go on the Flavor God right now.
Oh yeah, I have Flavor God products.
Their chocolate donut is their new $1 product that they're giving away if you just spend $1 in shipping. So you can get it for like $4. Well, and anyone that thinks I'm crazy, go on Flavor God. Like their stuff.
Oh no, I love Flavor God.
Their stuff is.
I use the cinnamon roll in my coffee.
Like it's like their stuff, but chocolate donut is their flavor right now that they're giving away. It's not the everything anymore. So if you look for a seasoning and you like chocolate, get that because it's just chocolate and good stuff, and there's no anything in there.
0 sodium, 0 calories. It is true. It's like it's okay. It's all naturally made. It doesn't have the bad shit in it.
Like Flavor God is the place to be for all the people that looked at Punk and all them wondering how they got all their nutrients. Like they did stuff like that. Flavor God, all that stuff. And Guess what? The strongest man in the world, again, by a mile, he's been vegan for years. So when all you think that he's crazy, he's not. I still love eating like garbage though, because, well, look at me.
Man, Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch is eating perfectly as long as she keeps wearing that red outfit. I'm sure,
Well, she is calorie free. Get it?
Hey-o. She is glorious. I just, again, on the wrestling note, I just don't expect I expect a good match, but I don't expect greatness tonight. No offense to Doudrop. She did much better as Piper Niven overseas than she's doing as Doudrop here, but that's not a her thing. That's on the here's what you're going to do thing. And there'll still be a good one. And I know my phone is going to be blowing up all night long, all the night.
It'll be either me or Dan texting for both of us, so maybe we'll take turns. I don't know.
Both of you text.
Same time from
how many times like events since she's been around, like between I was like whatever it was around Thanksgiving. No, in October I wasn't home for that. I was in PA because I ran like I was like, damn it, I can't watch it. And I was keeping track through you guys' texts, like, but I'm actually home and going to watch it this time. She said, we should go see my family. I was like, cool for them. I'm not going. You can go see your family, but I'm watching the Rumble live. Why? Because I have not watched one since like SummerSlam. And there's going to be something cool because it's the Rumble. Not going to be as cool as Edge coming back, but
you need to time your next visit up here to round a pay-per-view, since they're now on Saturdays. Y'all could get together.
Yeah. On Saturday.
We just can't do Mania. Well, if she calls off Monday, I can come for a Mania. I can leave when I can drive back when Mania is over because I'll be juiced for at least the first half the trip, just pissed off. And then we could do it. But yeah, you can finally meet the person that doesn't think I'm a full-fledged psychopath, which means she's crazy. But because I'm nuts.
Yeah, because we can have it at my house.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't said one of those in months. You're welcome, Hodge twins. Yeah. Or, oh yeah, snap into a Slim Jim. Which she is on a Macho Man kick since she saw both the documentary and the Dark Side of the Ring, because I watched them back to back. She's been on a kick. They did a good job with those documentaries. And screw the Ultimate Warrior. No offense. And Ric Flair might be onto something that he's pissed off that he's out of the thing and they put Warrior in there. Because we know Ric Flair actually loved the business and, well, Ultimate Warrior loved himself. Until about 10 minutes before he died. No offense to him. But with that, I think Dan's ready to go.
Yeah,
I'm ready to go.
Ready for the wings.
Yes.
Daytona wings?
No, the sauce for these wings are actually made from scratch every single time they make a batch of them, and
that's
it's
impressive.
freaking amazing.
I just remember in the Marine Corps, Justin would come over to watch pay-per-view. But you get Daytona wings.
Well, see,
and we go to Hooters, and then I'd eat way too many, and I still weighed as much as a stick then. So I got fat and lazy and crippled. But wings are good. I just had wings from Food Line. I went and got them before this, so I'm fully supportive of wings.
Chicken wings. I got mango habanero sauce if we need an extra kick.
Last time I made homemade chicken wings, I made a mango habanero sauce, actually. So as weird as that is, from scratch. And if you ever need hot sauces, people, go to Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania. Find the guy at the RC Pepper, whatever it's called. It's right there on the main drag. Fine hot sauces, to include one that costs $3,000.
I recommend Pepper Palace.
Well, I like Jim Thorpe more, so deal with it.
Yes.
I haven't done this in years. Well, I haven't talked to you in months, so holy shh. Okay, that's going to take about 3 years to upload. I'm okay with that. But we will have fun. Enjoy
tonight.
Enjoy the Rumble. If I could get everybody one of these days before Monday to do a post Rumble or next Thursday night or something, I'll just talk about how much SmackDown sucked and Rampage.
I'm not going anywhere. I ain't going anywhere tomorrow. It's cold as shit. That wind was brutal today. So
I want to talk about it. We had
I'm
wind.
gonna hit the gym in the morning. You guys let me know when you want to go.
We had wind. They called for more snow, and well, yeah. Let's just say I woke up and went, everything's dry. Like, you lying bastards. And you closed everything early because of it too. Lying bastards. But we could do it again tomorrow as long as Mr. Stevens has time. That'd be Dan, not Charles. Or me and Justin can just do it.
Maybe. I'm not sure.
We haven't done that in a long time, me and Justin. It's been the triple threat.
Triple threat. Let's fight Stevens fight. It says that on my back.
I was gonna wear I just wore my that's amazing, by the way, but I was gonna wear my KO shirt, but I just figured this was gonna, it's the Rumble edge. But
my boy KO's winning the Vince McMahon decides to change his mind and
screw everything up.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it. Everyone enjoyed it. Everyone say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
And maybe just me and Justin. We could be back tomorrow to talk about everything while it's still in my head, so I don't have too much time to overthink about it, so I can come on Monday and go, it all sucked. Except for, a moment or two, but we'll be back. So thanks for watching again, Justin.
As always. Oh, like, share, comment, and repeat.
He made it, so it's his. So it's about time he got to say it. But we'll be back tomorrow. I'll do the post show. So enjoy your weekend. Be good to each other. Don't hurt your head. Don't be near anything hard and inanimate while you're watching the Rumble, because that can lead to brain damage.
Brain damage.
Tomorrow. So enjoy yourself and peace.